Hey guys, I'm Sai and welcome to Ace Podcast Nation. On our channel you can find podcasts, interviews and content on all sorts of subjects. Football, wrestling, films, TV, conspiracy theories, writing, serial killers, music and more. Today's show we're talking mainly WWE TLC, but also some wrestling news. It was a good show, good fun, very interesting. Lots of news and a busy week coming up into Christmas with some wrestling cards and shows coming up. So just before I introduce my guest, my buddy, I just wanted to say that starting today is day one of, today being Monday, is day one of the 10 days of ACEcast, where I will be dropping one brand new show every day for 10 days leading up to Christmas Day as a thank you to all the people who supported the channel since we launched about 9 months ago. So that's 10 brand new shows every single day. Beautiful. And some big guests as well from the UFC, from Bellator. My guest today from the wrestling media. It's all sorts of people, all sorts of fun. So to join me and work through the TLC show and talk some wrestling, I have one of my favorite people, as always, to talk wrestling. You'll see him featured on Post Wrestling, whether it's writing or interviewing names from the wrestling world, as well as his own YouTube channel where he shares the interviews in full. Mr. Andrew Thompson. Welcome, buddy. How are you?
My man Sai from the CAR Diff. What's going on, brother?
So good. So good. It's been a busy couple of weeks as usual. So, we haven't spoken for a while since, what was it?
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. Oh, War Games and Survivor Series, wasn't it? So, yeah, there's been lots going on. So
that was only 3 weeks ago.
I know, but so much has happened, hasn't it? Since then, it's crazy.
And guess what? Just to go ahead and get it out of the way, folks, we're going to be right back in 5 weeks for the Rumble. So,
oh yeah, Rumble's going to be good, unless they do one versus all. Oh, I can't do it again. But they're doing that gimmick, that shtick of Roman Reigns, one versus all. They said it last night, and I was like, no, don't do it again. Not when you finally got the people cheering him. But we'll see. I just hope they don't do it for him.
But for Roman, I don't really think they're gonna do that for the just for the brawl. I know you're talking about the brawl that happened during the show. I think what that was just to symbolize was it was just a corny way of them building hype for the Rumble. Like it was like, oh, SmackDown guys fighting Raw guys, and anything could happen. Like I kind of think that it was just like a corny version of that. But I see what you said. Roman kind of was the focus. But I think
also during his match when he was fighting off all Corbin's guys, it was they kept saying, they said it about 3 times, that one versus all. And I know he's got t-shirts and stuff with it on, but it just sprung into my mind, and I thought, no, now they've finally gotten people cheering him, they're not going to go and have him win the Rumble again, surely. And I just got this bad feeling that they're going to do it, and then they're going to have him beat the Fiend, be the first person to beat the Fiend at Mania, and then all the people will turn on him again, and it'll just be back to square one. Look, you can still have him in a big match. You can still have him main event, but he doesn't have to win the Rumble, and he doesn't have to be, beating the character which everyone's enjoying.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Sal. Like right now, I can't see anybody on the SmackDown roster right now that could win the Rumble other than Roman. Like for real, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I could see
Daniel Bryan.
But why would you? It's like, okay, so you put Daniel Bryan in the Rumble and he don't win. Yeah. People gonna go crazy. That's an automatic L for anybody. Like let's say you put Daniel Bryan in the Rumble, right? And let's say they have just for talk, they have an Andrade or Kevin Owens who's on Raw. That's who they had planned to win the Rumble. People see Daniel Bryan, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, people in Daniel Bryan go to WrestleMania. Or how do people even know that people might not go crazy for Kofi again when they see him in the Rumble? You know what I'm saying? It's so many factors that anything can happen. Okay, Mr. Longhead. I see you. I see
Yeah,
you.
it's wild.
Okay, 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 my man. But
So
yeah,
I
no,
reckon.
I see what you're saying though, like 100%. Like, I mean, but like
So
it's getting kind of close, man. We only 5 weeks away, so
yeah. So
they
here's
they might
what.
want to get their plans together.
If I was in charge and you said I want someone from SmackDown to win the Royal Rumble, and it has to be someone from SmackDown, I would go with like a surprise, like a Biggie or maybe a Kofi or someone. Who else is there? Nakamura, maybe. So just someone a bit out there. If I was picking from Raw, I would have Kevin Owens or Aleister Black. And I think personally, I said this on the show I did with Sean Ross Sapp, that I think they will go with a NXT person for at least one of the Rumbles, if not both, just to cement that NXT is on the same level as Raw and SmackDown some more. And I could see that happening. I
You
just
you you
can't.
want to know who I think could win a Royal Rumble, like a real high chance? Is Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
And then they run him versus the Fiend and Mania. Because I
that'd
feel
be a
like
good one. I think that could be cool.
I feel like that'd be a cool story. That Strowman's been off TV with an injury, so I think it might be good for him to come back and have some like legit steam behind him again, because he's kind of been like floating for like the past 5 months.
Yeah, I think my one concern with him is they've messed him up so much, stopping and then starting, and every
Mm-hmm.
time they've stopped and then gone back to him like a month or two later, he's got a little bit less hotter. So like when
Yeah,
he was feuding with Roman, he was white hot, and they put him in the match with Lesnar, and
and he lost in like 3 minutes.
yeah, and he lost a 1F5, and then he lost some steam and he went away, and then he came back. He was still over, but wasn't as over as he was. And then it was the same again. They nearly put the title on him, but they didn't. And they kept stopping and starting. And every time they've done it, he's not as over. And he's still over. He's still popular. I just think, I don't know if they've done the damage too much to him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, I think we're gonna see, because I don't think they would keep him out of the Rumble.
No.
Because I mean, I feel like for the Rumble, that's when they bring all those people back. Like, I feel like we're gonna see Naomi make a return at the Rumble. Like, we're gonna see some people we probably haven't seen on TV in a minute return at the Rumble or for the build. But I definitely think a good case for the Rumble would be Strowman versus the Fiend at Mania. That's a good story too. And then you could always still keep Daniel Bryan in that mix. It ain't got to be just Strowman versus the
No.
Fiend. You could throw Daniel Bryan in there. A part of me wishes that to complete this little wide family story, Luke Harper was still there, but he ain't
Yeah.
there no more. That would be honestly like a cool little 4-way: Luke, Daniel, Braun, and Bray. Like
Yeah, yeah, it was good.
that's so much story in that. But I mean, you could always go to 3-way.
I think Braun versus Bray has got a potential to be amazing story if they tell it right. And I do think you could make for a real interesting match, because you've got the Fiend, who doesn't sell anything, and at one point Strowman wasn't selling anything, so you could have these two behemoths kind of battling it out, and it could be good. And they got the story, and like he's already, with Bray, he's so creative, and he's already hinting at stories, and he's got all these little Easter eggs in his promos and his Firefly Funhouse segments, and they've been talking about family so much, and everyone assumes that they're talking about Daniel Bryan because he's feuding with him, but they also flashed up images of the Wyatt family, so they could very well be laying the.
Well, did you realize how they did they take Luke Harper out of those shots?
I'm not 100% sure. They might have. It wouldn't
Could,
surprise me.
could, because you remember like how they at first when they first shot him, it was Strowman in the back, Harper on the right, and Rowan on the left, and
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan was in the middle. But I wonder since Luke Harper in it, because I know they flashed that same promo last night, but it was a different one. It was like a different shot of the Wyatt family, and I don't think Luke Harper was in that one. It was just Daniel Bryan.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so
Right. So let's table WWE talk for a minute. Wrestle Kingdom 14 is coming up super quick, and
Ooh, boy.
they announced the cards for the first time it's been 2 nights. It's
Yep,
going to
back to
be
back
real
nights at
good.
Wrestle Kingdom, man, and the Dome.
So speak to me. Tell me about the first night.
So you got the cards put up, or you need me to pull it up?
I'm having great trouble pulling them up. I've got it. So right, night one. There we go. So night one is you got an 8-man tag, which is the Homer and Maccabee.
That's
Tizu.
it. Yeah, we got so we got the 8-man tag team match, regular match. You basically got the Young Lions versus
Yeah.
the vets, Homer, Maccabee, Uemura, Yoda Tsuji versus Tanare, Alex Coughlin, Clark Connaughton, Carl Fredericks. I I mean for this like these like one of the throwaway matches, kind of like I don't really pay attention to these, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's gonna be. I think they're gonna put the Young Lions over because they always beating the hell out of the Young Lions. So I feel like it'd be something nice for the young guys to get some offense in. But I mean, you a year more and Yoda Tsuji, they young too. They young lions too. So I mean, I think it'd be a good win for the other team
They
that's
got
full of young lions. Well, not Tortora and Ari is not a young lion, but the rest of them are.
no.
But I think it'd be good for the other ones to get a victory right there.
They got big plans for Carl Fredericks. I've read
He, he's a
in some
beast.
places. He looks
He's a
the
beast.
part, doesn't he?
I don't know if they got big plans for him, but
No, but like
I think the thing is he has like he has a look to him. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like he looked like a star. So I think they might give him like a year or wait till they send him on excursion. He'll be all right.
yeah, and I mean New Japan's big plans for the Young Lions differs from other companies in that
Oh, for sure.
their big plan is to build them up gradually and send them out on excursions for 6 months or a year, and
Mm-hmm.
really build up their work and their characters so that when they come back, they're real rounded performers. And it's the way to build young talent, really. So yeah, then you've got what you've got. Then you've got the tag team match.
We got Tenzan and Kojima versus Nagata and Nakanishi. I would not be paying attention to that because I have no interest in that whatsoever. I mean, I respect all four of those dudes, four legends right there for sure. But my attention will not be focused on that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like my kind of one criticism of New Japan, like big shows or pay-per-views, is the lower cards, like the opening
Yeah,
matches.
man.
They're very kind of throwaway. Don't pay any attention.
Like for the World Tag League, man, they had some of the guys in there, and it was like I I feel like New Japan needs to do a better job of recruiting tag teams. Like I
Yeah,
feel
they do. They need tag
like
teams badly.
you can't just keep like I get it. Nakanishi, Nagata, those guys they put in work in New Japan. Like they still head of the dojos and stuff, and but like come on, man, like you gotta get some fresh faces in there. Like there's plenty of tag teams out here, plenty of tag teams on the independent scene that you can find. People that are not contracted to companies, and even if you don't, you can, I'm pretty sure you get in contact with a few folks.
Well,
Like
they still got to deal with Ring of Honor. You get some
yeah, you
tag
could
teams from them.
get the Briscoes in one of those tournaments. Like
Mm.
there's plenty of people you could use. Like from all intents and purposes, I don't think Marty Scurll isn't even going. I don't think Marty Scurll is going anywhere. He's still with Ring of Honor because he's still a 6-man tag team champion. He ain't even dropped the belt yet. He didn't drop it at the tapings last night. So I don't know. I don't think he's leaving anywhere. The only thing I see him doing is going to the NWA. You can use Brody King and PCO. It's plenty of other people. Jonathan Gresham and Jay Lethal, throw them in World Tag League. Like it's that they. I don't want them to be so like heavily reliant on their elder statesmen because that's like it's not entertaining.
Yeah.
But I will say that they do have some like a couple solid tag teams, but it's like rinse and repeat.
Well, it feels like the last 20 million years it's been like the Gorillas of Destiny versus Evil and Sonada or maybe Suzuki Gun, and it's always kind of those three tag teams. So I am grateful that we're going to get the Gorillas of Destiny versus Juice Robinson and Dave Finlay just for like a different match. But then you've obviously got Los Ingobernables versus Suzuki Gun in an 8-man match, and it's just, yeah, I wish New Japan would just build, like their opening matches and their undercards. I know they want to get like as many guys as possible onto the shows, but I sometimes wish that they would do kind of like singles matches or like a little triple threat or something, just to do something different for those first couple of matches, because it's always like a 8-man tag, 6-man tag, or a tag team. Do you know what I mean? You're kind of just waiting for the like the last 4 or 5 matches to start before you really get into it, and I feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity for some of these guys to get, to impress, really.
Yeah, man, I agree. I mean, I can't like add anything more to that. That's exactly how I feel.
So then it's Justin Thunder Liger.
Man, let me say this. I'm pissed that Liger isn't getting a singles match at
Well,
Wrestle Kingdom.
I thought that was the whole point, that he was gonna.
That's what I thought. I thought it was the whole damn point for him to get a big singles match at Wrestle Kingdom. Like, I don't get it. Like, he isn't getting one on night 2. He's in a tag match on night 2. I mean, like, obviously we don't know like the behind the scenes. Like, he probably asked for the tag match, or like, I don't know what it is, but I'm like, damn, dude. Like, I thought the whole point was for him to get like the big, one big nice singles match. Go out with a bang. But he's in tag matches. But the thing is, with this tag match, the first one, there's a lot of like legends in it. So I mean, I kind of see like the first part, like this first night, like he got the great Sasuke in there, and you got Tiger Mask and Tatsumi Fujinami, and like it's a lot of like big names in there, man.
Well, I kind of
But it's like,
assumed. Sorry, I thought that I
no, you
kind of
good.
assumed that they were going to do this this 8-man match with all the legends on the first night, and then the second night he was in a singles match,
Mm-hmm.
like to finish off his career in a big match and give him the kind of big send off in a singles match. So I'm a bit disappointed that he's in a tag match at the second night as well.
Yeah, man, we gonna see. And then next up after that, we got another tag match, but it's with the current guys. We got Los Ingobernables de Japón. Then we got versus Suzuki Gun. So that these. I mean, I know we both watch New Japan, but I mean, it's like I've seen this match a lot of times, like this exact same match.
Yeah.
Like it's specifically like over the past three or so months. So it's like another just waiting till the marquee matches get kicked off type of thing, like you just said.
Yeah, and like this match will be good because everyone in it is so good, but I've seen it so many times, not just over the last couple of months, but over the last couple of years. I've seen this match so much. But I get, like you say, it is what it is. It's built into the more important matches later on the card. But I'll say it again, I feel like they could do more with these guys on the undercard than just throw them all together.
The tag matches, man, like like it's not hitting, man. You
No.
gotta like this your big show. You gotta come up with some I mean I get it. Like the stables are important, but like I feel like most of these guys will benefit from singles matches. And I'm not saying like everybody deserves to be on singles matches. I'm just saying like give give me a give me a Shingo Takagi versus Minoru Suzuki. Give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that for 15 minutes. Let them beat the shit out of each other for 15 minutes. Give me that. And then after that,
Give me Kenta versus Ishii rather than Bullet Club versus Chaos.
that's happening. No, Kenta versus Hiroki Goto. Yeah, that's
Is it?
happening. Yeah, that's
That's
happening
on
night
night
two.
two, is it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
night two.
it's just
So
tag
yeah,
matches.
after that we got Chaos, Hiroki Goto, Ishii, Yano Yoshihashi versus Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, Kenta, and Yujiro Takahashi. That's another match we've seen like on these that is another match we've seen on the World Tag League tours. recent tours that we've seen, the September Destruction.
Yeah.
We've seen these. So it should. I mean, like the matches should be entertaining. Cause I mean, they're gonna be motivated. They're gonna be in the Tokyo Dome full of 30,000 plus or whatever, how many people gonna be in there. So it's gonna be a good show. I think it's gonna be good matches, but I feel like just the first 5 or 6 matches is not gonna be like nothing crazy. And then once you get to the next match, that's when everything is gonna turn up a little bit, and the crowd gonna be a little bit more amped up, which is David Finlay and Juice Robinson versus God for the IWGP Tag Team titles. Did you get a chance to see David Finlay and Juice Robinson versus Evil and Sonata in the World Tag League Finals?
No, I haven't seen any of the tag leagues. No.
My God, that match was a banger. Like I'm talking about, they killed that. Like if you get a chance, please go back and watch that match. That was definitely one of the top tag matches I've seen this year. Like that was fantastic.
Yeah, the thing I like about New Japan World actually is that you can go. It's easy to go and just click on one match rather than having to scroll through all the show or whatever, or trying to find the place where the match is you want to watch. You can just click on it and it gives you the match. So I'll definitely go check that match out.
So who do you think is going to walk away IWGP Tag Team Champion?
Yeah, see, I think normally I always go for Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, particularly on the big shows. But I think they've got plans for Juice and Dave Finlay. I just think they want to freshen it up a little bit and do something a bit different. So I think that they'll probably go with those Finn Juice. Although I wish Juice Robinson had not cut his hair. I have to say.
Yeah, man. So I agree. I think David Finlay and Juice Robinson can get the victory. Next up, we got a Texas Death Match. Lance Archer defending the IWGP U.S. Heavyweight title against All Elite Wrestling's Jon Moxley.
It's going to be stiff.
Who do you think is walking away with this victory?
I think Archer will win it.
Yeah, I do too.
Because Moxley's only going to be in and out of New Japan. I tell you, it's going to be stiff and it's going to be brutal.
Yeah, they're going to beat the shit out of each other.
Should be a good one. Could potentially steal the show, I think, on night one, that one.
So, I agree. I think Lance Archer going to get the victory. I mean, I don't, about your point about Jon Moxley staying in New Japan, being in and out. I don't think that's the case. I think he's going to be a frequent person in New Japan. Not like super frequent, but I think he's going to be there. Because he said that as long as he's still wrestling, he's going to be a part of New Japan in some form or fashion. It might not be like on these regular tours, but
I think he'll just be at the big shows.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see him come back and do like Jericho does, come back for the big shows. And do you ever find it funny? I just want to bring this. I actually want to get your thoughts about this too. Do you ever find it funny how New Japan they kind of like freeze out the elite, but they use Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley? Like they won't use the Bucks, they won't use Kenny Omega, but they damn sure use Moxley and will use Jericho. You ever realize that?
It's weird, isn't it?
I don't think it's weird because I mean they kind of feel like what I'm saying, like Kenny dipped on them. Like we put the title on you and then you up and left. And
the thing is, everyone knew that they were going. Everyone knew. Look, the way I look at it is everybody knew that they were going to leave, and obviously as it became apparent then that AEW was going to be a thing, then they were definitely going. But I think if AEW hadn't have happened, I still think they would have left because I think they would have gone to WWE. Because
that's a good point.
They spoke to Triple H. They were at a point in their career where they were as big as they're going to be. They were going to get paid a lot of money to go wherever they wanted to go. And I thought Kenny Omega went out with respect. He told them what he was doing. He's never ever spoken out against the company. He's never slated them. He's never criticized them. He's never, he's been really respectful, and I think he did everything the right way. You can't expect people to just stay just because you put the title on them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Putting the title on him was the right thing to do. It was the right call to have him beat Okada that time and have a good title run. He earned that by his performances and the things he did for the company. he busted his ass for years. He put on these incredible matches, which gained New Japan fans. Now,
that's facts. That's facts. But no,
the way it is.
just to add to your point, the only reason why I was saying is because like when you put that amount of stock into somebody, and then like what was it? June, where he won the title in June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and then January he had his last match against Tanahashi, and then he lost at Wrestle Kingdom. It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like you get where I'm coming from
I
with it, though,
do,
right?
yeah.
It's like damn, you just, you know what I'm saying? Like you just, we ended Okada's reign or whatever like that, and then like
Just
the
went.
backlash effect from that is they could be like possibly hesitant to take the title off Okada again, because they don't know what else could happen. Because like anybody could be like, oh well, I got that WGP heavyweight title. That was the ultimate goal. Now what's next? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's just throwing out some options. But yeah, I completely agree with your point. Like you can't expect somebody to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay forever just because you put the world title on me. I agree with your point 100%.
Yeah, and I think
So
he was respectful in the way that he went out. Really,
yeah, he put the guy over,
you
and he
can't
had a
ask
great
any
match.
more than that.
Yeah. So next after that, we got Will Ospreay versus the returning Hiromu Takahashi, who has been out of action since since July of 2018. Side, he has not had a match since July of 2018, sir. Returning from a broken neck,
Wow.
Hiromu Takahashi is coming back.
That
First of all, do you think that he is, well, I think he is. I'm gonna ask you, do you think he's fully recovered? Well, I don't think you can ever fully recover from a broken neck, but you think Hiromu Takahashi is ready to go in a main event marquee match against Will Ospreay, who is not going to take it easy on him just because he just came back? I don't think Will Ospreay is going to be at Wrestle Kingdom, the coast. I think he wants to steal the show. So do you think Hiromu Takahashi is going to be ready for
yeah, I
the
think
match? And then who do you think is going to win?
I think Hiromu's got to win. I just think
The comeback story is too.
Yeah, the
Good.
feel good moment is too good. I just can't see how they can beat him without it feeling a bit underwhelming. Unless they was to start off like some hot angle where someone screwed him over. But I mean, they don't really do that in New Japan, especially in those like kind of Wrestle Kingdom shows.
Oh no, they straight to the point.
They tell you,
The matches, it's gonna be a finish.
Yeah, so I think Takahashi's got to win to get that feel good moment. It's going to be awesome. I just worry because these two are just insane. They're going to want to
Especially
steal the
Ospreay.
show. They're going to want to steal the show, and I just worry that he's coming back from like something which could have ended his career. I think he's had a match recently, or he's got a match just before in December, towards the
Let me
end of
see.
December.
I don't think so, man. I think Wrestle
I'm
Kingdom's gonna be his first match
sure because when I was listening to Observer Radio the other day, Dave was saying that he's got a match. I think like the 18th or something of December.
on the Road to Tokyo Dome shows. Hold on,
Yeah,
let me
and
check
obviously when we see that, we'll know.
how he looks.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
know a bit more what to expect.
let me see. Let me check that out. I'm glad you brought that up. Look at the lineup.
But I just think that he's fighting in Corkin,
Oh, he got a match.
teaming with
What day is that?
Bushi.
Oh yeah,
18th.
You're right. I don't know. No, see now I'm glad they did that because I think it's gonna be good for him to, you know what I'm saying, get
Yeah,
out there.
he's going to have some rust, the ring rust. He's been out for so long. There's going to be nerves there because of his
Damn near,
injury. And
damn near 2 years.
Jesus, that's gone quick though, hasn't it? For us, like for him,
Yeah,
it
for
probably
sure,
hasn't.
man.
But like, I hope that he's as close to being himself as he can be. But equally, if he has this match and he's not quite what he was previously, or
Mm-hmm.
he needs to adapt his style or the match of the Kingdom, the Wrestle Kingdom, then at least they'll know beforehand rather
Yeah,
than
that's a good
going
point.
in
That's a good point.
And then getting to the Wrestle Kingdom show and being during the show realizing, oh, he's not
the same, yeah.
not the
And
same.
then them being caught off guard by like, oh, I don't think this match might not deliver. But I think they're gonna go out there and they're gonna tear it down. But I think Will Ospreay gonna retain just for the simple fact of them being safe, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah, of course. You never know what's
just
going
never
to
like
happen.
it's kind of the same thing with Tommaso Ciampa right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they want him to be NXT champion.
But they can't take the risk.
I would want him to be NXT champion. I wouldn't mind him being NXT champion again. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? You just, being cautious of what could happen. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
they
saying?
don't want to take the risk.
Exactly. That's a smart business move, I think, is to just be cautious. Like, you don't want to put the title on Romu, and then, you know what I'm saying, anything can happen. And he might still feel sharp pains. Because, like, even though it's been, like, really almost been 2 years now, like, I don't think you ever really, like, truly recover from having your neck broken. You know what I'm saying?
Well, take it from someone who messed up their back and had spinal fusion.
Oh, yeah, you can speak to that. Yep.
Like, I had spinal fusion 2013, which, like, I'm still walk with a walking stick and stuff, which obviously I had complications with mine, but like
but it's still like rollover effects though.
Yeah. Even if I didn't walk with a stick, I would still have a great deal of pain every day, and I don't, wrestle and dive over stuff and land on my neck and all this crazy stuff that Hiromu does.
So we gonna see, man. Wrestle Kingdom is what, 2 weeks away? A little less than 2 weeks. So we gonna see. So after that, after the Hiromu Ospreay match, so you think Hiromu gonna take it, and I think
so. Yeah.
Ospreay's gonna take it. So after that, we might as well group these two together, because they gonna be facing off the next night. We got the IWGP Intercontinental Championship match. We got Jay White defending against Tetsuya Naito, and then right after that, we got Kota Ibushi versus Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight title. The winners of those respective matches will meet on night 2 for both titles, both IWGP Intercontinental and the Heavyweight titles, and the winner will take all on night 2. So, Sai, who do you think is going to walk away as?
Don't ask me. I don't know.
No. Just who do you think is going to walk away IWGP Intercontinental for Jay White or Naito?
Naito. I think they're going to crown Naito, even though I think they really, really like Jay White, and if they wanted to really catapult him to like legendary superstar heel status, this would be the time to do it. And I just got a feeling that they've been building Naito for this kind of big moment over the last couple of years.
I think Naito will take this one for the Intercontinental title and for the heavyweight title match. So you know what? I'm gonna go bold here. I think Okada will beat Ibushi.
Yeah, I do too.
I think don't you kind of get that feeling a little bit? Like I feel like Kota got all the momentum behind him, but I feel like Okada will beat him, and then it'll bring it full circle from when Okada beat Naito from, what was that? It was the Wrestle Kingdom with Jericho and Omega. Well, 13, right? Or that was 12.
12, I think, wasn't it?
That was 12. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be full circle. We're gonna have Naito walking in on night 2 as Intercontinental, Okada night 2 is heavyweight champion, and then they're gonna bring it full circle, and Naito's gonna beat Okada and get his big moment.
Yeah,
and then,
that's what I think as well.
Yeah, and it'll be a nice story, but like I don't know why, man. I feel like they should have put the belt back on Naito at Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Yeah.
I think that's what, because I feel like they kind of, well, I mean, because the
missed
crowd
the
was just so hot, man. Like they were just so ready for Naito to be that guy.
But it's
so,
like
man,
it's like what we were saying with Braun Strowman. They missed the boat. And even though if Naito does it, it'll be really hot. It won't be as hot as it would have been back when he was at his hottest point. So it'll still be an amazing moment. The crowd will still be into it, but it won't be the same as what it would have been 2 years ago.
For sure. So moving on to night 2, we got
Sorry, dude. Just to say, I think whoever wins the Jay White Naito match will win
the overall.
Yeah.
I do too. I do
I
too.
hope.
I
I'm
agree
hoping.
with
I think it'll be Naito myself.
that's our prediction right there, man. We're going to see Naito get his crowning moment. Moving on to night two, just moving swiftly.
Yeah.
We got another openweight 6-man tag match. I think that's like one of the most forgotten titles in history because I almost
Yeah.
forgot they even had 6-man tag
It's a
title. So it's
gauntlet match, isn't it?
I have no interest in that because I feel like they don't really. New Japan doesn't really care about those titles. Like, they
No,
don't
they
do
don't.
anything. Like the last time they had meaning was when the Bucks and Marty Scurll had them.
Yeah, they were good though. I
Yeah.
feel like though I'd rather see a gauntlet match for the 6-man tag titles than a meaningless 8-man tag match, like they tend to do. I quite like the New Japan gauntlet matches because it's a different way to get a lot of guys in. It's for a title. I just wish they did more with the title, especially because they've got so many good stables. There's no excuse to
Exactly.
not use
Exactly.
that 6-man title should be the opening match on every big show. Like, not necessarily a gauntlet match all the time, but it should be like they should put on like a kick-ass 6-man tag because they do like 8-man or 6-man tags anyway, with like the Young Lions or the Legends or some crap like thing that people aren't really interested in. So why not use your Bullet Club, your Suzuki Gun, your Chaos,
Yeah,
or
yeah. I
whoever,
get
and
what you're
use
saying.
them.
Yeah. So.
Getting me all riled up, man.
Yeah. So after that we got you should kind of like another tag match teaming with Sano versus. Oh, let me ask you this: how do you feel about Dragon Lee teaming up with Hiromu Takahashi after Dragon Lee was the one that broke his neck? Like, no, just storyline purposes. Like, Dragon Lee was the person that broke his neck. I'm
Mm,
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was unintentional, but still, he's the one that broke
yeah,
his neck. How do you feel about just storyline wise,
I don't
Lee and
like it.
Takahashi teaming up?
I feel like I'd rather have seen them feud.
And go against, like, I feel like it's a story to tell right there. Like,
Yeah,
it's just something to tell. Like even when Rhea
Ted,
Ripley and Tegan Knox were teaming up,
yeah, there's
I felt like
story there, isn't there?
it's yeah, man.
But you know what they could do, which could be interesting. I don't think New Japan would do it. Is you could have Dragon Lee go like turn heel
Mm-hmm.
on Hiromu, and if he gave him like a brutal beatdown and like put his neck in a chair or something shit, like
That's it.
that could make him one of the top heels in the whole company. Just because people love Hiromu, he's back from this neck injury, and then he's teamed with the guy that's broke his neck, and then he's turned on him again and tried to do it like on purpose this time, kind of thing. If that makes sense.
Now, let me ask you this: if that were to happen, like just put you in the Booker chair right here, if that were to happen, would you prefer Hiromu to be the champion going into that night, or would you prefer Dragon Lee winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title and then Hiromu coming back after him after that beatdown?
No, I think I would like because Hiromu was coming back off such a long break, like a long period. I would have him not have the title. I'd have Dragon Lee turn on him on night 2. I'd have him like put his neck in a chair or do something quite brutal with his neck that looks brutal. Have him do like a stretcher job, and then in the like have him stay off for like a month. Have Dragon Lee win the title. Say that he's retired Hiromu, he's got rid of him forever, that sort of thing, and then you have Hiromu make the heroic return and go after the title that way. I think I would do it that way.
It is. It is. So we got after that junior heavyweight tag team titles. We got Tidy Shimori and El Phantasmo defending against Show and Yo and
That's
Roppongi
gonna be good.
3K. That's gonna be a banger. That's gonna be a banger. But I think then they gonna go title change here. Put it
Yeah, I
on
think
Roppongi 3K.
Bullet Club. They like to have at least one title on the Bullet Club at all times.
Let's say yeah, but
Oh, you
Tidy
think it's going to
Shimori.
go the other way, do you?
Yeah. I think Roppongi 3K they Show and Yo they gonna take the titles off of Phantasmo and Tidy Shimori.
Well, I
Going in
think they will keep at least one set of titles on the Bullet Club, whether it's they put the 6-man on them, or the tag team or the heavyweight tag team, they'll make coming out at night 2, the Bullet Club will have a title of some sort.
Yeah. So
just because they like the visual, I think.
So after that, we got a singles match for the RPW British Heavyweight Championship. We got Zack Sabre Jr. defending against Sonata. They did not do a good job of getting me interested in this match because at the press conference, Sonata said he does not care about the British heavyweight title. So I don't think I should care about the British heavyweight title.
That's the problem, isn't it?
But I think it's gonna be a good match. I don't think it's gonna be bad at all. Zack Sabre Jr. is the man. Like he's legit one of the best wrestlers. Like period. And I think it's gonna be a good match. I think Zack Sabre Jr. is gonna beat Sonata. I don't really see the upside of Sonata beating him. Like I don't see what that does for anybody. Like what does that do? Because I don't think Sonata is going to be flying the Red Pro every month or every couple of weeks to do a show for them. So
yeah, you're right.
So I think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to retain. What you think? Sabre Jr. retains?
Yeah, I think so.
So we got after that, the winner of Lance Archer versus John Moxley in the Texas Death Match will defend the IWGP US Heavyweight title against one Juice Robinson, who could be a tag team champion. So, does this make you think that Finn Juice is going to lose the IWGP tag title match, or do you think that So, do you think they're not going to give Juice Robinson those 2 big moments back to back?
So what they could do is, like I said, I think they'll keep one set of titles on the Bullet Club. So if they're going to change the junior heavyweight title, tag titles, then I think maybe
That's a good point.
I think maybe they'll have the Gorillas of Destiny win the heavyweight tag titles or retain. Are they champions or not? On night 1. I'd have to. So then Juice Robinson comes in as the challenger with no title, because I think that gives it a bit more
emotion.
Emotion, suspense, because I feel like if he's got the tag title, people won't buy into the fact that he's going to win.
Like the baby face underdog.
Yeah, because they won't do 2 sets of double champs, because they won't want to put the US title and the tag title on Juice, because it'll take away from the main event angle, whoever's got the Intercontinental and the world title. Does that make sense? So they won't want to kind of have two people walking around with two belts.
But I mean, they could do it.
Could do it.
It's a possibility. But so you think it's gonna be Archer versus Juice, and then Juice beats whoever wins? I think it would mean more if Moxley beat Archer and then he lost to Juice the next night. I think it would mean, like, storyline wise, I think it would mean more.
Yeah, I agree. I think I didn't realize that the winner was facing Juice the next night, because that kind of changes my opinion on who's going to win on night 1. Because I think there's a story to be told against Juice with Moxley, a bit more so than with Archer. So I could see Moxley winning night 1, and Juice getting the title off him. Because that would take that full circle, wouldn't it? Because didn't Moxley beat Juice way back when?
He beat him twice, I think.
Yeah,
and Moxley didn't even lose the title. He had the arm, the staff. Well, not the staff. I forget. It's the MR MR. Yeah, he had that, and he had the vacate title, and then that's when Lance Archer got it. So I feel like it would mean more, like you said, Mox beats Archer in the Texas Death Match, and then loses the Juice night 2, and then you can. And then it doesn't hurt Moxley, because you can always say, "Oh, he was beat up from night 1."
Yeah, and you could do you could have Archer as well, like give him a beat down after the match on night 1 in frustration, because he's quite like an angry character, isn't he? So you could easily sell it that he beats him down and leaves him in a bloody mess. But did Juice beat Moxley? Did Mox win the championship off Juice in the first place? Yeah, so
that was at the Super Juniors final. Yeah.
Because New Japan does like to take their stories full circle, which obviously we'll talk about again in a minute with Naito. But So I can see that, yeah.
So next up, we got Kenta defending the never openweight title against Hiroki Goto. They are going to beat the crap out of each other. I'm going to enjoy this. This is
Yep.
going to be a one of those big fight matches. I think it's going to be like I'm not going to go into it expecting too much, but I'm going to expect them to beat the hell out of each other. I definitely think that's what's going to be the case. And I think I don't know, man. Like it's this weird thing with Goto, bro. It's like they do the same thing with him every year. Like he never changes. Like it's just Goto. Like, and I don't know what it is, man. It's weird. Like I feel like they always like put the never open weight title on this dude just because they don't have anything else for him. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like they're gonna just do the switch just to do the switch just to give Goto something to do. I don't think that does any favor for Kenta at all. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Goto.
I feel like Goto has had no character development for like 10 years. He's just the same all the time. I got to be honest, whilst I enjoy his matches and I enjoy his ring work, Goto, I'm not.
You're not interested
I'm just
in the
not
character.
interested in his character, and I find it difficult. I find Kenta interesting to a certain degree since he's been in New Japan. This isn't.
Man.
I got to say, whilst this match is going to be a banger, and they are gonna hurt each other, it's it's not. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun, but it's not one where I'm like, wow, can't wait. This is going to be like edge of my seat, really emotionally invested. But it will be a lot of fun, and I will enjoy it, and I will wince with as they slap the shit out of each other.
So let me pull up the second night of the Dome right here. So we got a special singles match. Um, after that, after the Kenta Goto match, is going to be the loser of Okada versus Ibushi versus the loser of Jay White and Naito. And from me and your earlier predictions, that match is likely going to turn out to be Kota Ibushi versus Jay White, right?
That'll
So
be a banger.
yeah, I think it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a good match. And just to get away from that, who you think going to win? Just a quick guess. You got Jay White or Kota Ibushi? Just going based off
I
our
think
predictions.
oh. See, a part of me thinks they'd want to give Ibushi the win back, like because he would have lost the night before, and they want to keep him strong now that he's a full-time guy. But then they need to build Jay White as the top heel, the guy, and beating Ibushi would be a good way to do that. So
I think Jay White is already the top heel that they got.
I know that, but like a
I don't
big
think
moment at Wrestle Kingdom.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think nobody like on the roster gets like the type of negative reaction that Jay White does from the fans. People like
Yeah, for
genuinely don't
sure.
like this dude. Like especially when they were in the United States, the G1 Supercar earlier this year, man, they booed Jay White out the building. Like
Yeah,
he got heat, man, and he's good. Like I don't know why people try like he's not good. He's really good. And then
I'm a big fan.
after that, we got Tanahashi versus Jericho. Side, I gotta tell you, brother, I am praying to the heavens that they make this match a no DQ or something like that, because I do not think this is going to be enjoyable if this is just like some regular singles match. Like, make it no DQ, let them go outside, because the last time I saw Jericho in a regular singles match in New Japan, and I know he's had good matches on AEW TV. Like I've seen it, he's had good matches since then. But like the last time I seen him in like in a regular singles match with New Japan was against Okada at Dominion, and that was not good at all. So
Yeah,
what you think?
I think I agree. I don't want to see Jericho having like a technical masterclass versus Tanahashi. It needs to be some sort of gimmick, whether it's no DQ or some sort of street fight or falls count anywhere. Just something where they can get out of the ring, they can brawl, they can use
Yeah,
the stuff around them because, yeah, you know. And it's no
and
disrespect to Jericho. It's just
oh no,
at
definitely,
the
yeah,
age he's at and the shape he's in now, it's just not realistic to try and expect him to put on like a 5-star match at the Tokyo Dome. like the standard of what is considered an amazing wrestling main event at the Tokyo Dome in 2019, a 50-year-old Jericho isn't going to be able to do that. Whereas he could have a very enjoyable and fun match doing like a street brawl or a last man standing or whatnot.
Yeah, so just a quick prediction. Who do you think's gonna win that match, Jericho or Tanahashi? I'm going Tanahashi.
I lean towards Tanahashi, but
yeah, I know. I know. I was just
if
about
he's the AEW champ, you got that politics.
Yeah, man.
They're not gonna want their champion to lose clean.
That's gonna be interesting, man. I'm telling you, that's gonna be a real interesting finish to see how they go. Just transition out of that. But we already gave our predictions for the main event. Both of us think Naito's gonna get this big crowning moment. Jericho's actually gonna be wrestling when this podcast drops on Wednesday, facing Jungle Boy for AEW. So go ahead and tell me about the that AEW card, brother. What we got going on December 18th.
I got the
big
NXT
December 18th.
one. Give me right. So I'll tell you what. I'll start with the NXT one because I've got that one up. So we've got Adam Cole versus Finn Balor, which is kicking off NXT.
They're trying to get the ratings,
Wednesday.
brother.
Woof! Kicking off, baby. Who'd you got winning that, mate?
Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, I can't see them taking the title off him anytime soon. And then that match is also joined by Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley for the women's title, which is...
Oh, sir, we are getting a change.
They better do it. But what do you think? Do you think they will do a shitty finish to keep the title on Shayna and then give it to her at the takeover?
No. I think they're going to have Rhea beat her now.
Going into the new year.
And then Rhea's going to be face somebody else to take over Portland. I think that's what's going to happen. But let me ask you this, sir. Let me ask you this. So Shayna loses. Put you in a booker chair. She loses. You keeping her off TV until the Rumble? Like, just period?
Yeah, I'd keep her off TV till the Rumble. And I would have her...
bring her Raw?
I'd have her go to SmackDown, not
or
Raw.
Away from Becky Lynch?
Yeah. I'd save that
match.
So? Really? Yeah, I'd save that match.
I mean, why don't just put on?
You could put it on a Mania, though. I suppose is the other thing.
No, the thing was, I was thinking like it would like you bring her up to Raw, bring her to Raw, and you immediately have her feud with Becky Lynch, because I think that would, and you don't got to do the match, but you can always have some type of, you know what I'm saying, some interaction between them, because they already have interactions. She already been on Raw.
So here's my thinking. At the moment, I really like what they're doing with Asuka and Becky Lynch, where Asuka's got her number. Asuka beat her at the Rumble. She's beaten her in tag matches. She's the only one who's like consistently been able to get the upper hand of Becky. And I like that because Becky is so protected over the last 2 years that it means something that Asuka's got her number. I want to see that story culminate with Becky versus Asuka at Mania, me personally. But I could see the WWE wanting to do Shayna versus Becky because that is the money match. So the way I would get there, if that's the match they're telling me, right, this is what we want to do, I would have Asuka versus Becky at the
Rumble, right?
At the Rumble, and then
that's full circle too.
And you have it, you end in a disqualification with Asuka getting the win by disqualification because Becky, because you have Shayna and the Horsewomen come to the ring, like go through the crowd or whatever. They attack Asuka first, then they attack Becky and do a massive beatdown on Becky. So Becky loses the match to Asuka again by DQ, but she doesn't lose the title. So you've got that in your back pocket, that Asuka beat her again, even though she didn't beat her. And you have then the Becky versus Shayna set up ready for the Mania. However,
let me ask you a story real quick. So I think just to make a quick alteration, I would say I agree with the Becky versus Asuka thing because that's full circle because Asuka beat her this past year at the Rumble. So I feel like it would be good for Becky to get her victory over Asuka. She never beat her. It'd be good for Becky to get her victory over Asuka. After Becky beats her, have Shayna do a run and choke her out solo. Because I mean, with the horsewomen, it's like with Jessamine Duke and Rena Shafir, like they don't really like. I feel like there's nothing for them in NXT without Shayna.
Yeah, you got to bring them up together.
Yeah, you might as well just bring them up together as a group. You know what I'm saying? So
because then you've got the horsewomen feud in your back pocket for Survivor Series next year.
Yeah, you got it ready made, and then have Shayna do a running after the match, choke Becky out, and they go for a match at WrestleMania. And then the thing is, the only thing I'm concerned about is the in-ring portion of the match. I feel like if they are going to go, like you said, Becky versus Shayna at Mania, I think the thing that needs to happen, that match needs to go on first. That needs to be the first match we see, the opening match.
Yeah.
7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern, WrestleMania.
And they need to brawl.
Yeah.
Start out with like a bloody brawl and then go where you need to go. Here's a question for you then. If they were to go next year's Survivor Series, they want to go horsewomen versus horsewomen, would you make it the first War Games on WWE TV and do it on Survivor Series? So do the horsewomen versus horsewomen main event Survivor Series in a War Games on Survivor Series rather than the NXT show?
That is a very good fantasy booking right there. I wouldn't be mad at it. I honestly wouldn't mind it. But the thing
I think
is,
it's
like,
a good way to protect.
I feel like everything depends on Ronda. Like if she wants to be back,
Yeah, of course.
like she's done some interviews lately. Like I just don't get the feeling like she's like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's all the way in it, because she's literally said that she was away from her family for so long, and that was like real rough on her. And she was like, she said, like, and Ronda's a straight up person. She was like, from what I can tell from her interview, she was just like, I'm not gonna come back to WWE and half-ass it. Like if I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like, if I'm gonna be with my family, I'm gonna be with my family. Like it's no going back and forth, splitting time. Like if I'm gonna be a WWE superstar, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be at the house shows. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be at the live events or whatever like that. But that's kind of just what I take. So I feel like it all predicates on Ronda, man. If she come back, I think that's gonna be it.
My one problem with doing Shayna versus Becky straight away is I feel like they could tell an unbelievable story of Asuka versus Becky from now till Mania, because at the moment the story's been very much tag team related with the Kabuki Warriors and Charlotte, but they do refer to the fact that Asuka's the only one who's pinned her at the Royal Rumble and all the different wins. And I feel like that story could be amazing, where Asuka's getting into Becky's head, and it's a real different story to what we've seen from Becky. And I feel like if they was to end at the Rumble, it's a bit rushed. But maybe that's just me, because it's still like a month away.
Would you prefer Asuka versus Becky at Elimination Chamber in March?
Yeah, I suppose you could do the blow off there, but yeah, so they'll do a women's elimination chamber as well, wouldn't they? You could have like a Becky, the Kabuki Warriors, Charlotte, Shayna, Bailey, and Sasha and Lacey or something in the elimination chamber for the title. Oh no, because it's no, ignore me. So if you did for the Raw title, you could do an elimination chamber match for the title, stack the deck against Becky, and have Becky, Charlotte, the Kabuki Warriors, Shayna, and one other. Who else is on the Raw roster? Women.
There's a Raw roster for the women. We got Asuka, Kairi Sane, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair.
I'm trying to think of someone who could be that. Liv Morgan. There you go. She could be the 6th when she debuts her new gimmick. Oh! I just thought of a question for you. So Liv Morgan's got this gimmick where she's it says makeover or something in the vignette. Yeah.
No, sir. No. I already know what you're about to ask. No.
Is the vignette? No, okay, not is it, because I don't think it is. But would it be interesting if that makeover segment is like an Emelina type jobby thing?
Oh God,
No,
no.
no, no, wait.
Uh,
But it's basically her equivalent of the Firefly Funhouse. So it's not actually her gimmick. It's kind of like her.
so she's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like her
But that's like,
her nice guy side sort of thing.
isn't that just biting off of Nikki Cross, basically?
Yeah, but it'd be different, wouldn't it? Because you'd have like a proper, like, you'd have like these Emelina style segments.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like the same as like the Funhouse, but just a different twist on it. But I think
You
that
want to know?
would have only worked if they were going to put Liv and the Fiend together. I thought they might be building like a family for the Fiend to like have like not minions, because they'd be better than that, but like wrestlers, and like have like Liv and Daniel Bryan and a couple of others who like kind of were in like a little stable full of aggressive psychopathic superstars, but they ain't
You
no
want to know
good.
what I want? You
Go
want to know
on.
what I want? I wish they just never broke up the Riot Squad. Like, why? Why?
Yeah,
They just should have
why?
kept Liv, Ruby, and Sarah together, man. Like they
Sarah
were a good
Logan's
duo,
so talented. Sarah Logan's
bro.
so talented. They're all
All
like,
three of all three of them were improving so much as a trio. Like I'm trying to figure out like what was the true purpose of breaking them up? Like it made no sense.
but they're also good, aren't they? And do you know what annoys me is, well, as you know, I'm a huge fan of Sonya Deville, massive fan. She should have been a world champion by now, in my opinion.
Did me and you talk about that time just real quick? Did we ever talk about that thing on Total Divas? What
No, we
happened when
didn't,
they?
but I found out about that yesterday. That's
Yeah.
heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, man. It was supposed to be Oscar versus Sonya for the SmackDown title in
And
Mania,
that would have been
man.
a wicked match as
Yeah,
well.
that would have been a banger. That would have been a banger. Yeah, but
I
go ahead.
but yeah. So the worst thing that happened to the Riot Squad was that they decided to put the equivalent on SmackDown. So you had the Riot Squad and what was the other ones called? Sonya, Mandy, and who
Fire
was
and
it?
Desire.
Fire and just, yeah, but who was the third? There was like two trios, wasn't there? So you had the
Mandy,
Riot
Sonya,
Squad.
Paige.
Yeah, that's it. And they like kind of
Absolution.
like Absolution. Yeah, they just, that took away the steam for both acts because they were so similar. You had like the gothy looking girl, the blonde, and the other one. It kind of just took away
The
from
fighter.
both. Yeah, it just took away from both rather than enhancing either. And I was just a bit disappointed by that because I feel like all six have got so much potential. Like Mandy Rose, I feel like if they brought them in as single stars, the six of them, at any point, they could all have been world champions by now because that's how good they are in different aspects, whether it's ring work, character work, or mic work, or just ability. I just feel like because they brought them in as groups, it took away from each other because they were in similar groups, but also because they were in groups, they've never really given them a proper chance as singles wrestlers. Do you see what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
if they brought Mandy Rose in just as a single star, she would have been, in a big storyline like Lacey Evans is. Or if they'd brought Sonya in, I mean, the worst thing which happened to Sonya was Ronda Rousey, really, wasn't it? Because she wasn't the MMA star then. Ronda was, which made it a bit more difficult to book her as that. But she's just so good. Like her strikes are some of the best in the business, male or female, in my opinion.
Sonya got a story to tell, man. Like they like, dude, I like how they let her rep the pride flag when she's in the ring.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I feel like Sonya, she got a nice story to tell, man. But they just need to find out a way. Like I feel like sometimes WWE they kind of get a little scared, but like not even scared, but just illogical sometimes with just how the thinking goes as far as the creative process. Because I'm like, y'all know that you can still have people go after the singles titles and they can still be in a tag team, right? Like that's okay. Like you can tell your partner, like, hey, I want to go after the Intercontinental or women's title. You know, I'll catch up with you later. You know, like we don't have to be a team 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure you can still have Sonya and Mandy be
I wish
best
they would
friends.
have done that
But
with the New
Sonya's
Day
like,
more.
well, New Day.
Yeah,
I mean,
more.
but but the thing, like, I just feel like with New Day, it's like so late in the game now. Like, it is, but with Sonya and Mandy, they're so fresh. Like, you can easily just have Sonya tell Mandy, "Look, I'm about to go after the SmackDown with the title. I'm gonna catch up with you later." You know what I'm saying? They ain't gotta break up or do a heel turn or nothing like that.
But then you got the potential as well, then to have Mandy get jealous and turn
You
on
always
Sonya.
have that on the back burner.
And I
Always.
do wonder whether those two will really kick off as single stars when they kind of break up and have a really, if they book it right, have a really personal
story,
feud,
man.
have a really personal feud, and have some good matches, and make it really physical and emotional and personal. And I feel like that might kick them into, where they should be, because they're both awesome.
But you think if they do that, it would be like, you think it would be like kind of overkill in a way, because what they're about to do with T and Austin Dakota Kai, that's kind of the same thing. Like, when you think about it.
Yeah,
But I mean,
possibly.
yeah. But I get what you're saying. So we got what was that? Those are the two top matches on NXT. I
Yeah,
think
you got those two title matches, and then AEW has got the Young Bucks and SCU, and Darby Allin and Cody versus the Butcher and the Blade.
Let me ask you this, side. So do you think they're gonna make the switch with the Bucks? Because I like SCU, man, but I feel like they haven't like hit the way that people thought they were gonna hit as tag team champions. But I mean, I'm also not a fan of, like, they only been champions for a month.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
like
So it's
don't
like,
like short reigns, but
yeah,
I
man.
kind of agree. I think SCU best as like that opening act at the start of the show to get the crowd going. The crowd all joins in with their catchphrases. They're really
I feel
popular.
like they should. I feel like they should break Scorpio Sky on his own. I feel
Yeah,
like they should break him on his own, man.
but
But
then
like
he
not.
doesn't need to break up from them again. He
Yeah, yeah,
can
exactly. He don't need it.
just be the single star of the trio.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. But do you think they gonna put the titles on the Young Bucks? Or you think they'll keep it on?
I don't
Let's see.
think they will. I think they should.
Okay. So
I wouldn't be
with Jericho.
surprised to see the Inner Circle costume, because I feel like they're building to an Inner Circle versus Elite match. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have like the Proud and Powerful costume and match, just as they've hit like the Meltzer driver or something.
So with Jericho and Jungle Boy, you think they gonna? What I think is gonna happen. I'm gonna see if you agree. They keep bringing up how Jungle Boy can't last 10 minutes. But Jericho, you think they gonna have Jungle Boy last 10 minutes to give him the moral victory?
Yeah.
But Jericho actually beats him.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely what they'll do. Do you think they'll just do it as a normal match and he lasts 10 minutes, or do you think they'll have a timer and say you can't last 10 minutes? So he'll last the 10 minutes, but he won't actually pin Jericho.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would mean more for the fans in attendance if they had a timer up there, like just to symbolize like Jungle Boy, lasted 10 minutes. But the only thing I hate about time is the crowd sometimes hijack it, and like at the end of every countdown, like at the end of the 10 minutes, they'd be like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then when it goes down to 9 minutes, they'd be like 10, 9, like that. That is annoying. So I mean,
I agree completely.
So you said Darby Allin and Cody versus the Butcher
and the Blade.
and I like the way they telling the story, because it's like Darby Allin isn't really looking to help Cody. He's like, I'm helping you so I can get my rematch against you, type thing. And that's all he wants is his rematch against Cody. So I think that's cool. I think for the story purposes, I feel like they're gonna have Darby probably pin Butcher or Blade, one of them.
Yeah, and I think it's a nice little nuance to a story, isn't it? Rather than just having the babyface help the babyface sort of thing,
right.
Just because their faces is, I'm helping you because I got a reason, and I like those little nuances to stories. Another match is the number one contenders for the women's match, which is Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker.
They pushing Chris Statlander, man.
Yeah, straight away.
Pushing her hard. Yeah, man. Hey, wait. Let me ask you this. What you think of Big Swole's debut? Did you see her debut last week?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I thought it was real good.
I love Big Swole, man. She got so much charisma, bro.
Yeah, I thought it was real good. I thought they gave who was the opponent?
Emi Sakura.
Yeah, I thought they gave her a little bit too much time.
Too much offense. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they should have been a little bit quicker. But in terms of like work, charisma, everything was on point and good.
Let me ask you this: are you starting to get into the Dark Order thing? I'm starting to like it. Like the promos and segments and stuff they do, it's starting to get entertaining a little bit to me.
Yeah, it's been a lot better. There was one not last week, the week before, which I didn't like, but the ones before it and the one last week I really did like. There was one which I wasn't a fan of. The only thing I don't like is that they got basically three cult angles going on at the same time.
Yeah,
that's like, unless they're gonna tell a story long term where they end up being linked and it's all part of the same story, which in my opinion, if they can do that and do it well, that will be an incredible storytelling, because everyone's slating it and everyone's moaning about it because they're doing three similar angles. They shouldn't be doing this. They should. And if it turns out that it's like all part of, like, say for instance, just for shits and giggles, it's Brandy's like the mind behind it all, and it kind of all comes together.
And that would pit her against Cody.
Yeah, that's really interesting, and that's
that
storytelling.
That is. Yeah, I would like that. That's a good point. Look at you, Booker, man. I see.
Yeah, I
my man Sai is like on 3 hours of sleep and putting together stories.
I'll have you know, I had 1 hour and 25 minutes sleep.
Jesus Christ, man!
And I got 3 children.
You a trooper, brother. You a trooper.
Do it for the people, baby.
So we got the AEW shows, we got the NXT shows. Shall we just do a quick go into
yeah,
NWA,
let's talk some TLC. Yeah, go on. You talk some NWA because I haven't seen that, so you tell me about it.
Yeah, so far it was a good show. I'm on the last two matches of the event, but it was an entertaining show. Like, NWA, like how they do Power. It's like similar to that, but just the matches had more length to it. The promos as usual. Everything was solid. And then of course we got the Marty Scurll debuting at the end for Power.
Yeah, whoop whoop.
And on the next edition of Power, when this podcast drops, it probably everybody in Marty Scurll doing an exclusive interview, and it will tell you about the future of Marty Scurll in the NWA, if there is one, but I think there is. So, and then at that, Marty Scurll was at Final Battle, and he was at the TV tapings. And from what I read, there was no farewell, there was no nothing. Marty Scurll appears to be staying with Ring of Honor, and then he was in the big family picture that Ring of Honor posted on Twitter. So,
very surprised.
Yeah, man. Like, you want to know what's like? I'm kind of glad. Like, if he is staying, if he is staying, I'm glad that Marty Scurll is staying with Ring of Honor, because I feel like his whole, like, the majority of his past 2 years in professional wrestling has been attached to the elite, and he has not been, like, there is no Marty Scurll without the elite, and I feel like that's kind of what Hangman Page is becoming, and I'm glad they kind of separating him from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Marty Scurll, like, I feel like it would be good for him to separate himself from that and just establish himself as a top guy, because he is a top guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he is.
When he debuted in Ring of Honor, he was incredible. He was having awesome matches. The character, everything was just so good. And he was the villain. And then when he joined the Bullet Club, he was still liked it. But then
he's still over,
and he's really entertaining and stuff. But then you had like the karaoke stuff, and it was funny and it was entertaining, but it took away from the villain character, which I think was an awesome character, which could really propel him to the top of the wrestling world.
Yes, I feel like Marty Scurll, he just became like just a member of the elite, opposed to Marty Scurll.
Do you know what though? Here's a question for you. I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, where everyone's been going, oh, he's going to AEW, and I said, that the best thing that Marty Scurll can do, number one, I want him to just get paid. I don't care. As long as he's happy with where he goes, I just want him to get paid. But I said, in my opinion, the best place for him to go is NXT and WWE, because I feel that they will do the best with his character and build him up as the villain. I think that his ring work and his character suits a WWE kind of way of storytelling. What do you think about that?
I think the best thing for Marty Scurll to do is just stay with Ring of Honor, honestly. Because I mean, like they allow him to do
My problem with
NWA
that,
stuff,
go on.
and like I feel like that's the best. Well, not I'm not gonna say that. I don't think that's the best thing for him. Let me rephrase that. I think it will allow him to further establish himself as a top guy and eventually become Ring of Honor World Champion. Because I think that's the story that might be told. Because him and PCO are in the same faction, and PCO won the title. Marty Scurll couldn't win the title, and I feel like a good thing to do was to a good way for PCO to retire from professional wrestling is to get kicked out of Villain Enterprises,
Yep.
and Marty Scurll be the one that take the title off him, and Marty Scurll finally becomes ROH World Champion. I do see what you're saying as far as the NXT thing, but I just feel like I don't know, man. I feel like there's so many people in WWE right now, so many people in NXT. Like it's like it's easy to get lost in the shuffle. Like the same thing with Santana and Ortiz. They said during a recent interview, I don't know if you saw it. It was with Chris Van Vliet. He did an interview with him, and they had an offer from WWE. WWE was like put in their contracts. Look, y'all go to the main roster. That's good. That's guaranteed. You don't have to move to Florida. Stay where you at. But they was just like. They said it was so many people there. Like it's like, I mean, we go there and then just take a chance to get lost in the shuffle, or we go to AEW and be a part of that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I feel like the same thing with Marty.
I think the one thing with Marty Scurll now is he is the hottest free agent. There's no one else bigger. There's no one else.
Is he a free agent?
Well,
I don't think you're a free agent. I get what you're saying.
He kind of is, but
outside from a major company, like a super major company,
yeah, there's no one else, is there? And I think now's the time for him to get paid. Yeah, and I worry that by not going to one of the big two, he risks losing out on money for himself. However, Ring of Honor will have to pay him very, very handsomely to keep him.
I mean, but the thing is, even though Ring of Honor has all those issues, I don't think that's the same case for everybody. I feel like there's a lot of people in Ring of Honor who are happy with
definitely.
And then the thing is that Marty Scurll still being in Ring of Honor allows him the opportunity to do Best of the Super Juniors. He can still go in New Japan and do those shows. He could still be IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still room for him to do that.
Here's a question for you, though. Do you think that could be any negativity from Marty's side? Because let's face it, he should have won the ROH title at Madison Square Garden. He absolutely should have won it, and he should have had
a text message that Joey Mercury put out.
Yeah. And he should have had a year long.
He was supposed to win it, man. They ain't want to win it because
they were worried he'd leave.
And now look at him, still with him. See what I'm saying? That's but wait. Let me ask you this out real quick, just because since we touched on that. Like, I just want your thoughts on this, like the professionalism of Marty Scurll, because you don't see him complaining, moaning, none of that stuff on social media. He's not even. I don't even think he's like hinting at joining any other place.
No,
I haven't seen him do none of that. Like he always retweets. He always retweets Ring of Honor stuff. Like he always retweets Ring of Honor stuff, always promoting their matches, like straight up. Like,
yeah, he's been pretty respectful. He hasn't, like, wrestlers, they workers be working, as they say, isn't it? And how many times when people's contracts are up, they're like retweeting, oh, you should go to AEW or WWE. They retweet it or they like it because they know that it'll blow up on the internet. And he hasn't done none of that. And I got a great deal of respect for him for that, because what that says to me is he knows how much he's worth. He knows
for sure.
He knows 100%. That he could go anywhere in the world and get paid. But just because he is that hot free agent doesn't mean that you should disrespect Ring of Honor, who brought him over from the UK, paid him very well, gave him a chance, put him in the Bullet Club, gave him a big push. He's always been a main focal point of their shows, and it says a lot about a guy like him as a person that he's not willing.
I was just about to say that that says a lot of him, not just as a character, but as a person, just in general. Because like you said, some people and I don't mean to point this dude out, but you had when Brian Cage was about to defend the world title, he was out here talking about a match with Kenny Omega. I'm like, bro, you got a whole world title match you need to be focusing on. What the hell you worried about Kenny Omega for in AEW? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Just things like that. And Marty Scurll don't do none of that. He always promoting Ring of Honor matches. You don't ever see him complaining on social media. I mean, people do got stuff to complain about, but I'm talking about just as far as this case.
Yeah. He could have got involved. He could have.
And then to find out through Joey Mercury through those text messages that the person didn't want to put the title on him because he thought he was going to leave. And now he's still with them. That would piss me off, honestly. That would piss me off.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see where he goes, because I think if he goes to AEW, he's just another guy.
An elite.
Yeah, unless he goes and turns on the elite on his first night.
They already kind of telling that story with Hangman, though, even though he hasn't turned. But it's like he really they said he's not with them anymore, and it's kind of like they making that story known. I mean, if you send Marty Scurll to AEW and he does that, what would that make for Hangman Page? You want to ban Hangman and Marty together? Because that's basically the elite.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I think that if he does leave Ring of Honor and that sort of pocket, I think he'd be better going to NXT, because and have it written into your contract that if he wants to stay in NXT, have it written into your contract. If he wants to go straight to the main roster or go to NXT for a short run and then go to the Raw or SmackDown, then after that, have it written into your contract. Because
you want to know what I think? Now that you brought up, I wasn't for the NXT idea, but now that you made those points,
Adam Cole versus Marty Scurll.
Some would be cool. I feel like Marty Scurll would be a great NXT Cruiserweight champion, just to see, because that title is being so prominently featured now. It's not that title doesn't feel like a bottom barrel thing now. Leo Rush and Angel Garza. Oh, let's talk about that match from last week. Jesus Christ!
Oh my God!
And that boy proposed to his lady on TV, so that was cool. But
that was real cool.
That title don't feel like a bottom barrel thing anymore. I feel like Marty Scurll, people will be behind him as a cruiserweight champion, for real.
Can you imagine the pop if Marty Scurll's music hits at a takeover?
At Portland or Mania?
Any takeover, just the pop. If it just was
man, they gonna go crazy.
But unbelievable.
I think Marty Scurll owns the rights to that theme song too. So and he owns the villain. He owns the villain character, the villain name too. So he got all that stuff.
He owns the villain. He owns the music. He owns the logo. He owns the whole shebang. He's been very clever.
Ooh, that's smart. A lot of wrestlers should really think about that, man.
That's
smart.
Trademark your shit. Trademark your shit. Because what he can do is if he goes to WWE, he owns all the trademarks. He goes, right. And because they really want him, because they don't want him to go elsewhere, he's in a good position. He can say, you can use my trademarks and merch and all this, and he gets it in a contract. He could probably get a higher rate than most people get for their merch, because he owns the trademark rather than other people, rather than the WWE owning it. So if you think the average roster member doesn't own their name and their logo and whatever, so they get a percentage of the merch, whereas Marty Scurll would get a higher percentage because he owns the trademarks. And I would encourage all wrestlers in the indies and smaller companies, trademark your names and your logos, your merch, trademark it all. Because if you get over and you get successful on the indies, that's what you've got to do, is because you can keep your name then and own the rights to it. I wish more people would do that.
I agree, brother. So with that being said, let's jump over to some TLC. On the pre-show, we had Mr. Humberto Carrillo defeating Andrade with Zelina Vega. Sir, they looks to be teasing Zelina Vega and Andrade breaking up. I do not like this at all. I do not think it is going to be good. There it is. So I just told you the truth, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we feel about it. Sad, let me ask you this: how do you feel about Humberto getting 2 victories over Andrade? Do you think it worked? Do you think it actually doesn't matter because they're telling the story of Zelina and him breaking up, and people just gonna forget about it? Or do you think that? I mean, because like the only thing I'm concerned is like, don't have him beat Andrade twice if you're not going to do nothing for Humberto going forward. Like,
yeah, I mean, my issue with it is Andrade was unbeaten since the draft until a couple of weeks ago, and they just kind of threw it away. Something's not clicking with Humberto for me, and I think with the crowd also. The guys on Fightful, I think it was, came up with an interesting idea yesterday, which was that what about if you put Zelina, or I think it was like a viewer who sent it in, what about if you turned Humberto heel and put Zelina with him and turned Andrade face? Which I found quite interesting because Humberto Carrillo is obviously he's like a really handsome guy. He's got that cheesy smile and the dimples. And I think he could pull off quite a good kind of smug heel. I do think he could be good, but I don't want Zelina and Andrade to break up because I think they help each other. Andrade doesn't speak great English, and I think he needs her. I quite like the idea of Andrade as a babyface, but I'd rather it be with Zelina. I do not want them to break up. I think it is a terrible idea. Despite
I think Andrade is a tweener will work. I can't see him as a baby at all.
Like
I feel like a tweener would be more work. Like it would be like more easy to take to. So they about to give us Andrade and Charlotte versus Dana Brooke and Big Dave.
Christ, God no.
And Big Dave at WrestleMania.
And that's my worry.
Right after the Hall of Fame induction, sir. Dave is getting back in one more time. The couples versus the couple.
That's the worry, isn't it? Is that if they take away
for real, man.
If they take but the worry is, I know they're not that match, but the worry is that if they take Zelina away from Andrade, they will not be able to resist putting him with Charlotte. And they probably won't be able to resist putting Zelina with Aleister Black.
Oh God, no! Please, no!
And that's
no.
If you remember, the only time Aleister Black was a little bit not over was when he was feuding with Andrade for a bit, and he was talking more, and he was calling Zelina like short and stuff, and people didn't like it because he was talking a bit too much, and he was going away from the character which had got him over. I don't want to see, like, from Aleister Black's point of view, I just want to see him kicking people's heads off and doing what he did with Buddy Murphy. I don't want to see none of this, couples and love crap with
I feel you, brother.
certain wrestlers.
I feel you. So we got after that match, we had New Day defending the SmackDown Tag Team titles in a ladder match against the Revival. Silas, this match slapped, brother. This was a good match, a very good ladder match.
Yeah, I really liked this match. I love watching these teams work. It is a bit frustrating that we've seen it a million times, but you add in ladders, made it, different, I suppose, and they work so well together. The Revival, man. If I was the WWE, I'd be paying the Revival whatever they want.
They tried.
Yeah, but they didn't, did they? They offered them like $500,000. That's not top money.
That was per person.
Yeah, but that's not top money, is it? For like top star, not for the top stars, Maz. No.
Silas, if WWE threw $500,000 at you right now, you want to take it?
I wouldn't. No, because they can't afford me. Yeah.
Silas,
I would, of course, I would, but
Silas is a heel, brother.
I would, but they they
No,
they
no,
should.
I get what you're
I
saying.
think they should pay them at
I
least $1
think
million a year each.
I don't think for the Revival it's about the money,
No, it's not.
and
Of course, it's not.
I
It's
think they
about
just
the
want to
tag
get out.
team.
But do you see during that match how many times somebody fell on a ladder or got seriously hurt? You really thought they got like hurt for real? Like,
Yeah.
dude, when they pushed Biggie off the ladder, bro, and his leg got caught in between, I was like, oh my god! I feel like he threw his leg out, and he was just faking it the whole time. I was like,
Yeah,
I
you son of a
hate when
bitch.
they do that, man. Like, no, Saz, I know you remember this. Remember at Money in the Bank when Mandy Rose hit Carmella with the ladder, and Carmella was like talking to her like, you just, you hurt me for real. Like, I think you blew my knee out. And
Yeah.
she was faking the whole time. Dude, I thought Carmella really blew her knee out because the way she was acting. And Mandy Rose was trying to grab her, and she like pushing her away, like slapping her like the hell away from me, like you just hurt for real.
Yeah.
Like that, like
Or
that.
when Daniel Bryan, whenever he gets takes a big bump on his shoulders, or
I cannot
he
stand when he does
grabs his
that,
head
bro.
and staggers a little bit as if he's got nailed on a you son of a bitch.
Bro, I
Gets
hate
me
when they
every
do that,
time.
bro. So yeah, New Day got the victory. Now let me ask you this: so, what do you think is next for New Day, and what do you think is next for the Revival?
The Revival will feud with Proud and Powerful. Actually, I want them to go to NWA first.
That would be a good move. That is actually a good move.
I think that'd be awesome even if they just do one taping, then have like a short feud. The
and
New
for New
Day,
Day, what you think? Heading into Mania season, brother. We had the Rumble 5 weeks away.
Usos, bring back the Usos, and give me New Day versus the Usos. I'll take that. Or
that's a good one. Take my money.
Give me Undisputed Era. If you're gonna take the title off Adam Cole at the Takeover, give me Undisputed Era on SmackDown, and give me Undisputed Era versus New Day at Mania. I'll take that. I'll take that. And hang on. I'll have Undisputed Era versus New Day for the tag titles, and I'll have Adam Cole versus Nakamura for the Intercontinental title. Thank you.
Ain't that something? Adam Cole versus Nakamura. Wait. Yeah. See now, you bouncing ideas off me. And I got to ask you, sir. Do you turn Nakamura face again? Because I feel like it's so long overdue, and I feel like this heel thing is not working out. I like you don't even have to have him say anything. All you gotta do is change his theme song back.
You could do it. You could do it versus Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era, because they'll gang up on him and they'll beat him down. Easy. Change his music. Piece of piss. Chief Booker,
next
baby.
Up, we had what I think was the match of the night. Mr. Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy. Again, this match was a banger. Another good match. Another good match.
The end sequence, it was great. This was a very, very good match. But the end sequence where they kind of unbelievable.
They killed it.
Just top class striking and wrestling. And yeah, it was just sensational. The right person won.
So would you let me ask you this: Would you, for now going forward, would you rather than like do away with the whole come and pick a fight with me?
Oh yeah, I'd get rid of that. Get rid of that shit straight away. Get rid of that shit straight away. And I'd be building up Aleister Black now as a killer, and putting on good matches. And then I would either put the US title on him, and I'd have him just I'd do like an open challenge like Cena used to do and just kill fools, or I would build him up, and I'd have him win the Rumble. I believe that Aleister Black has the potential to be a top guy. He could be the 2020s CM Punk, if you ask me. The only thing is I haven't finished yet. The only thing is his mic skills, and not as good, obviously. But I think he's better in the ring than CM
Punk. Okay. Fair point. So, I mean, you almost brawled. We almost brawled over the internet, brother. I was like, oh, CM Punk. But I get what you're saying,
man. Gotta let me finish. But you could also give him Paul Heyman as a mouthpiece.
That would be interesting.
Because I feel that he could really hit those points about like his kickboxing, his Muay Thai and stuff, and his striking ability. I feel like Heyman could really, really hit it home what a dangerous striker he is. But then I quite like the idea of Kevin Owens winning the Rumble. So, it is what it is.
So next up, Sal, we had folks on the outside.
Can I ask you a question, quick? Sorry, real quick. What would you think about this? Aleister Black to win the Rumble, Buddy Murphy to win the United States title.
Buddy Murphy to win the U.S. title.
You taking that? You taking that?
Give me Cedric versus Buddy at WrestleMania.
You could
and
take
then
it.
You got Buddy with the U.S. title, and Aleister Black winning the Rumble. I wouldn't mind it, but like,
and then Aleister Black versus the Fiend.
Oh no, Aleister Black versus Brock.
Oh yeah, with Paul Heyman taking over as Aleister Black's manager as well after.
Oh goodness, side y'all the guy side deep in his bag, man.
I can't stop it. Paul Heyman on a pole, baby.
Let's go Paul Heyman on the pole. So side next up, we had folks on the outside eating a fucking spread of KFC chicken. The Viking Raiders ending the Raw tag.
These motherfuckers.
Again, Lou Gallows and Carl Anderson, folks were legit on the outside eating a spread of KFC chicken. How do you think about Popeyes? KFC chicken, sir.
Do you know what pisses me off about this, though? Like, really, really pisses me off.
I'll let you go off, so I go off, bro.
Is the Viking Raiders are awesome, and they can have awesome matches. The OC are awesome. They're legit one of the best tag teams over the last few years in the world. These two could have a banger of a match. They could have a great tag team match. But they just booked like the Viking Raiders is fair, they're booked strong and they're booked well. The OC are just booked like shit all the time, and it just bugs me. This match was about KFC instead of these two awesome tag teams who could have had this awesome match. And these are stupid people.
So do you think as far as the tag team division goes, would you keep AOP away from the tag titles? I would. I don't really think they like because the Seth Rollins thing's so fresh. Like I feel like having the tag titles would just ruin that. Like
take it slow. Take it slow. So, build up to the Hoss battle.
The Usos are on Raw, right? The Usos are on Raw. Yeah. Sure. I think they are. They are on Raw. I think they are on Raw.
I would quite like to see the Usos versus the Viking Raiders at Mania. That would be quite cool. Or I would even be tempted to do a triple threat with the OC because I'm big. You know me, mate. I'm big for the OC. I think they're tremendous, and I'm glad they got paid because they get booked like shit.
Yeah, but the Viking Raiders picked up the win in the KFC battle.
There's a double count out. Double count out, baby.
Double count out. I mean, they retain, I should say. They retained the titles.
The crowd did not like a double count out.
They put Mr. Carl Anderson beside the gravy. Hope that I'm pretty sure that didn't feel good. So wait, let me ask you this. So next up, what do you think is next for the Viking Raiders with Royal Rumble coming up? You think they're gonna put them in a title match at the Rumble, or you think they're just gonna put them in the Rumble match?
No, I think they'll probably have a title match. I don't think it'll be because the two Rumbles.
Shane McMahon coming back, baby, to get the Raw tags. Raw tags.
Jesus. I think actually because they have the two Rumble matches, they won't have like a long match. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do like another open challenge and like.
Oh, matter of fact, since you brought that up, let me ask you this: what do you think the Rumble card gonna look like? I know we're gonna have the men's and women's. Do you think we're gonna have SmackDown Women's title or Raw title or Raw Women's title? I know for sure it's gonna be a Brock Lesnar match for the WWE title. I know that's happening. Yeah, so that's 3 matches so far.
I think what you think? Brock, you'll get the 2 women's titles. You might not get the Fiend. They're gonna do the Fiend versus Daniel Bryan. I would have thought,
especially in that big ass theme park, theme park, baseball stadium.
Yeah, they're gonna, aren't they? So. That's 4 matches plus 2 Rumbles.
You think Bayley defends the title at the Rumble?
Yeah, I think she'll defend it against Lacey.
Yeah, you're right.
So I think maybe they won't do the mid-card titles. They'll probably just be in the
Yeah,
Rumble.
I think Shinsuke definitely gonna be in the Rumble.
Unless they do like a Shinsuke or the Rey Mysterio in the pre-show. I could see Rey being in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you don't think the match is gonna be long though, right? Like the singles match.
No, they'll be like 8 to 10 minutes for them. Brock Lesnar time.
Sure. Oh yeah, for sure. So next up after that, we had tables, ladders, and chairs match. We had King Corbin, who was eventually joined by Dolph Ziggler in the Revival, defeating the big dog Roman Reigns. Now, Sad, I know that not everybody's a fan of Baron Corbin, but we wanted to give this man his flowers one day. He is heat. People hate Baron Corbin. He does his job, and I'm starting to appreciate this man for what he is.
Told you would, baby. I like Baron Corbin. My one issue with him is that they keep giving him crappy promo material because his delivery's fine. He's a good heel. People want to see him get beaten up, which is the aim of a heel. Just the material is the problem for me. And you know where it's coming from. It's the 70-year-old man who finds dog food and poop jokes funny. It is what it is, and until Vince leaves, it's going to be this way. But I do have a good appreciation of Baron Corbin, and I like the fact that they've protected his finisher so well over the last, God, how long has he been on the main roster? 4 years, 5 years? And nobody has ever kicked out of it. I think that's awesome. That's a real positive for me.
So let me ask you this. So as far as this feud, I don't think it's over. But do you think that they're getting people prepared for Roman Reigns to win the 2020 Royal Rumble? And wait, before we get to that, let's talk about the quick news if anybody didn't hear. Robert Roode and Primo Cologne got drug tested. Well, they didn't feel WWE's wellness policy. And Primo Cologne said, let me get your thoughts on this. I don't know if you saw the news or not, but Primo Cologne did an interview with it was a Latino outlet, wrestling outlet, and he said that WWE contacted him back in October, and he asked them, well, they wanted him to fly back out to the States. He was in Puerto Rico, and they wanted him to pay for it on his own. He said, I'm not paying for that flight on my own. And they didn't contact him since then, and then they just announced that he was suspended for 30 days.
Jesus.
I think that was hella petty. So he didn't fail a drug test, according to him. He said they wanted him to
turn up to one.
Yeah, they wanted to fly him out, but they wanted him to fly out, and he said, "I'm not going to pay for my own flight out there for a drug test when you guys don't use me." He's like, "I could just take it somewhere else." I guess that's what his whole thing was. And then they never responded to him, and then they just announced he was suspended. Now for Robert Roode, I don't know exactly what that was. That may have been like he really got popped, but
yeah, it's hella petty, mate. To be honest, it's some straight up bullshit.
So you think Roman's getting primed up for the Rumble 2020?
Well, we all know that they're gonna build up for a big match for Roman, rightly so. He's one of their top stars. He's got to be in a big match for Mania. I think that they during the match they several times referenced the one versus all, which was the gimmick he used in one of the Rumbles he won in the run up to it, where it was everyone was against
that 2016.
Yeah, I think so. It was the one where Vince was like trying to stop him winning the Rumble, and it was like it was so stupid because everyone knows and knew that he was like Vince's chosen one.
That was 2015. You're right. That was 2015. That was the one when Daniel Bryan, when everybody got mad when Daniel Bryan got eliminated, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and it's just like when I heard that phrase like several times in a short space of time, I just thought, oh no. And then he's like diving over the ropes to take out like 15 people, and I just thought, oh no, not again. Not because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, but more because they finally got the crowd cheering him. The worst thing they could do is push him like that again. They just, I don't have any faith that they've learned their lesson about it, and it's just the way it is. I think that's the way they're going to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it turns out, man. But I feel like this time around they kind of got like a decent grip on how to book Roman Reigns. But I mean, we only got 5 weeks left to go into the Rumble, so I mean, we gonna see. Speaking of Roman Reigns potentially winning the Rumble, sir, your guy, the Universal Champion Bray Wyatt, put the Miz to rest at TLC, brother. And Bray Wyatt, this was not the Fiend side. This was good old Funhouse Bray Wyatt, who came out and did all the baby face pops, came out, getting the crowd all amped up, hopping the ring rope, and the crowd kept calling for him to throw up the title one time, and he kept coming back and doing it and doing it. This was great. The whole match was great. I enjoyed the entrance, everything, sir. This was fantastic. Bray Wyatt is the man. Because if this was anybody else, I don't think this would have went over so well.
No, this was some real, genuine character development. See, this is what they've done with Bray Wyatt since they introduced the Fiend and the Funhouse, is they've developed the story really well. There was a few weeks, about a month ago, where they felt like they were getting a bit static. But one of the biggest complaints about Bray Wyatt, first, before all this character, was that like his master plans and his devious plans, they never came off, and they never, like, he'd cut promos about how he was gonna change these people and he was gonna go to war with them and they would never be the same, or that sort of thing. But they were always just exactly the same the following week. Whereas this time round, everyone he's coming into contact is changing.
Finn,
Seth, Daniel Bryan's the American Dragon again, and I love it. I really want to see something happen with the Miz now. I don't know what, because it's slightly different. What I would have liked to have seen, I have to say, there was one part which I felt they missed the boat on, is when Bray won with the Sister Abigail, he should have listened to the heel glove, because he was nice guy Bray, and then he should have won. And then we could have seen what happened to the Miz. I don't know what would have happened, but do you see what I mean? There could have been like that different twist on it, because it's always been hurt with the Fiend. But in terms of everything which happened, I saw a lot of people complaining about it. I thought it was pretty, like, it was never going to be like a 5-star bell-to-bell amazing match. This is always about developing the story, of developing the characters, and furthering the Daniel Bryan story. That's what it's about. That was with the aim. And this crowd, which I thought was a bit shitty all night, the people they cared about the most on this show was Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and the second half of the Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black match. The rest of it, they were a bit in and out of it. But they loved me some Bray.
Yeah, man, they went crazy for Bray, man. Like that. These are the type of matches I like. Like the match wasn't too long. It didn't like I don't want to see Bray wrestle for whatever 10 minutes. Like I just want to see quick matches. They got good story to them. Like you said, I'm very interested to see how they turn out the Miz after this. And after Bray Wyatt defeated the Miz, sir. We had Bray Wyatt. He continued attacking the Miz for a little bit, and then the lights went out. And you want to know something? I like how they separated. How they told that the Fiend is completely different from Bray Wyatt, because they had the Fiend up on the screen.
And he got excited because he thought the Fiend was coming. Excited.
That was hella cool. Now see, I don't know. So Sai told me prior to us doing this podcast that he was like, I think the Fiend is gonna, like, they're gonna have Bray Wyatt change into the Fiend mid match or after the match. And I was like, I don't know how he's gonna get them clothes on that damn fast.
But you know what he did? Can I just say, you know what he had on? He had the black vest on underneath his jumper. So all he would have really needed to do was to put the mask on and put the jacket on. And then he would have pretty much been the Fiend, other than the trousers would have been different. So it is possible. I still say that they could have done it.
If he could run up the ramp that fast, I'm pretty sure he could change his clothes that damn fast. So right after that, the lights went out. They came back on. The camera shot was just single on Bray Wyatt. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. Not from home at least. And then all of a sudden, Bray Wyatt turns around, sir, and gets a flying knee to the face from a young man fresh out of a 2012 time machine, sir. That's what happens. You age well when you're not racist. Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan takes off the hoodie silence, and this man looks like he is back in 2012, young as hell,
Yeah, man.
fresh cut beard, low haircut. This is what happens when you're not problematic. You age well. You are aging well, sir. You're not problematic. Do you see what happens to people? How they age when they're not troublesome. This is
Yeah,
what happens.
this is
You
what
age well.
happens if you're not an
But
asshole.
but 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 back to being serious. How good for you? Like this as you enjoying the Fiend as much as you do. How good was it to see how they shifted Daniel Bryan automatically? And I don't even think that it was like more of a babyface thing. I just think Daniel Bryan is just like tired of this shit. Like he's like
Yeah,
I'm back.
American Dragon, angry Daniel Bryan. That's what it is. And
Yeah.
what I was very, when the light went off, obviously we knew Daniel Bryan was coming back. But what I was interested in was he going to attack The Miz or Bray Wyatt? Because just at the back of my mind, I was like, is he, because he's been with The Fiend, no one else has been with The Fiend for this long. So I was like, is this going to be kind of like is he going to tease, everyone's going to think he's going to go after Bray and then he's going to take out The Miz and like align with the Fiend, not like full on, but just like a loose kind of like a loose connection sort of thing, and then they kind of just have Daniel Bryan be really aggressive. And I would have Daniel Bryan now in the American Dragon persona, and I would have him tapping out fools every week on SmackDown.
Yeah, man. So
Tap those jobbers out.
So just to add in something real quick, post wrestling, John Pollard put in his news update that Triple H and Vince McMahon were not at TLC. They were not at the event, but they did check in prior to the show. And Sasha Banks was tweeting, and she said she hasn't seen Mr. McMahon in 2 weeks. So that's something. Yeah, man. I hope Vinnie Mac, he's just busy doing some work. Hope ain't nothing wrong with him.
Well, maybe he's getting ready for XFL.
Oh, damn, you're right. That shit started. I'm going to a game too.
Are you?
2 months. Yeah, I'm going to a game that's just like literally like 10 minutes away from me, so I'm definitely going.
I want some photos.
I got you. I'm a Photoshop you next to me in the stands. Right,
yeah, man. That's what I want to see.
So we had of course, Daniel Bryan came back. Very nice pop. So let me ask you this. So obviously the story between Daniel Bryan and the Fiend Bray Wyatt and the Fiend isn't over. So do you think we get a rematch for the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble? And if we do, I think Bray Wyatt should win. Like, I don't think it would hurt Daniel Bryan, but I feel like it would, like, it would be like, what's the point of doing a rematch if Daniel Bryan isn't going to beat him? But like, it's like that it would be stupid for him to beat him. But I still think it would be meaningful for them to have a rematch and for him to lose, and then that would, like, I guess, turn Daniel Bryan heel, I guess, completely, because he was doing the Yes chant and whatnot.
Yeah, they got to have a rematch. I'm against any kind of loss for Bray Wyatt at the moment because the character's so good, so hot. They're telling amazing stories with the character and the segments that I kind of don't want him to go down that route yet. There's no need to beat him yet.
So would you have him defend the title at the Rumble or just get past that?
Depends what they're going to do. If they're gonna, depends what the WrestleMania match is going to be for Bray. What you could do is, if you are going to go with Mania for Daniel Bryan and Bray, which I think would be really good, is you could have Bray and the Fiend and Daniel Bryan open the show, have the Fiend destroy him quite brutally, and then have Daniel Bryan come out at like 28 or something in the Rumble, all like bloodied up and stuff, and angrily win the Rumble. Like, I don't mean like tease it. I mean like come in like all bloodied up and bandaged and like looking real bad, just get in the ring, kick some fools, chuck them out straight away, and be like, job done, win the Rumble, celebrate, get out of there. Like all business, but like really aggressive. So again, you're changing him more, and then do the Mania match.
Bray versus Bryan at Mania rematch part 2. And so let's say we get the Mania. You have Daniel Bryan beat him. That's the thing. You the way you just crafted that story. That's what it seemed like. That would be the
Daniel
most likely
Bryan beats him at Mania, but I just can't do it. No, that would be the story. Is to have like Daniel Bryan is the ultimate babyface. Is to somehow have him pull off the win against the Fiend after being beaten down for, the whole match. I just can't. Like, my thing is, it's not like a thing like, oh, I love the Fiend, I don't want him to lose.
No, I get
like
what
a
you're saying.
Fanboy thing. I just find the character compelling and interesting, which is
you find it interesting, man. Like ain't nothing wrong with that. Trust me. We all fans at the end of the day. I don't give a damn who you are. Like we all fans.
And at the end of the day, I want to keep that interesting, compelling story going, because he's managing to do it with different stars, so it's not becoming stale.
But let me ask you this: well, if Daniel Bryan were to go through this big change and then beat the Fiend, that I don't think that would really hurt the Fiend because the Fiend did the job.
Change him.
You change Finn Balor. Now look at Finn Balor. Finn Balor's the man in NXT. I think if Finn Balor came back on the main roster, matter of fact, I think Finn Balor's going to. Well, maybe I don't think Finn is going to do it, but if it's just like a fantasy booking thing, I think if Finn Balor were to defend the NXT Championship at WrestleMania 36, I feel like he would get one of the biggest pops of the night.
Yeah,
legit. And look at what he did to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins' complete turn. And now Seth Rollins is the man. I think people will cheer Seth Rollins all over again, just like how they were last year. And now look at Daniel Bryan, the American Dragon.
Do you know what?
Mr. 2012 is back.
Yeah. Do you know what could be a good outside bet for Rumble Mania? Is
what?
Finn Balor to win the Rumble and challenge the Fiend for the Universal title. Demon versus Fiend.
That'll be Don't even give me the Demon. Give me a regular Finn. Man. But I mean, no, I see that. That is a good ass idea. Like that. Okay, Mr. Booker T. I see you.
See this little finger? This is King Booker.
so right after, well, before we get to the next match of the TLC card, let me ask you this. I'm about to put you on the spot real quick, brother. Wrestler of the year. You got Will Ospreay, you got Adam Cole, you got Daniel Bryan. Just between those three options, those are the only people I can think of so far right now.
If you'd asked me a month ago, I'd have said Will Ospreay, but I lean toward Adam Cole now.
Adam Cole. Yeah, Adam Cole. People won't. Adam Cole had a hell of a year. He was in the Rumble, I think.
He had a hell of a month.
No, he wasn't in the Rumble. He had a hell of a month. Banger with Johnny Gargano at TakeOver New York. Another banger with Gargano at TakeOver 25. Had a good match at TakeOver Toronto. That crazy month of November. But see, the thing is, like, dude, Will Ospreay, he's killed this year, dude. Like, unreal. Yeah, Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as rest of the year, that's gonna come down to some good stuff. But on to the tables match, we had Bobby Lashley, who defeated Rusev. Bobby Lashley was accompanied by Lana. I did the finishing sequence of this match. Lana climbed up on Rusev's back, tried to choke him out. She jumped off. Bobby Lashley speared Rusev to the table, but the table did not break. So Bobby picked him up and flipped him into the table that was on the other side and won the match. Sir, are you thinking that this storyline continues, or do you think it's over, or you think it's over? And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say that Lana is pregnant, but I won't get into that. Leave that alone. I'm not to judge. Well, not judge, but I'm not to predict that stuff. I feel weird talking about that.
Yeah.
Trying to predict if a woman is pregnant or not. But
what
do you think about this feud overall?
Look, it's not really my cup of tea, But the one thing you cannot deny that it's done is it's got Rusev really, really over again.
For sure.
And I understand that he would get over anyway because he's a super entertaining guy and he's a super talented guy. But he's really over. Now, that's the aim of this type of story, is to get Rusev over as a super babyface who the crowd sympathizes with and emotes with and are emotionally invested in. And they want to see Rusev kill Bobby Lashley because he stole his woman, and they're flaunting it in his face. So the WWE books it and has Bobby Lashley win. And it's like, Jesus, what the fuck? It makes no sense to me at all. If they had Rusev like win and smash him up, I'd had no problem with it, and I'd have gone away thinking, good, well, that'll do for that story. It's done the job. Bobby Lashley is hated. Rusev is super babyface. And they just feel like they feel like they've jumped the shark a bit now.
Yeah, man. So hopefully, I don't think it's over, but I feel like, hopefully, they move Rusev to like the mid card title picture. Maybe jam Rusev in that US title picture. I'm just over this this Bobby Lashley Rusev Lana thing. I mean, maybe they could use CM Punk's idea of Lana in a shark cage at WrestleMania. The loser keeps Lana, that type of thing. So the main event of the show, sir, we had Kairi Sane and Asuka defending the women's tag team championships against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. The crowd did not seem to be as into this match as I thought they were. I think it was a little like it was kind of clustered a little bit, so I don't think people were that into it. One major thing in this match that I did want to get your thoughts about was obviously people are suggesting that Kairi Sane suffered a concussion during this match, but she was it kind of did look like she was out of it. Like a couple of points, a lot of people would point out, which I'm sorry you saw, where the monitor, when Becky Lynch and Charlotte through the monitor, and I guess one of them connected Kairi in the back of the head, and then Kairi got thrown into the barricade, and she kind of landed awkwardly, and then there was that one spot when it looked like I think she was concussed, but it was that other spot with Charlotte. She tried to spear, and then Kairi didn't go down like all the way. She like sandbagged, and then Charlotte slapped her in the face. But like I don't think Charlotte knew she was concussed, or maybe if she is concussed, and then she went through a table, and Kairi kind of like didn't lift her body up, and it was kind of like slap her in the arms thing, like, hey, I don't think I can do this, and then she got ended up taking the fucking powerbomb anyway. What do you think of this match overall, and how do you think WWE handled the situation as far as Kairi Sane possibly being concussed and her literally competing through that whole match, getting concussed? And do you think there should be some type of like talking to Charlotte for, slapping her and putting her through the table if she is indeed concussed? Because I mean, I feel like you as a performer, you should kind of know a little bit. Because I mean, Becky Lynch, you could tell by the way she was communicating with Kairi, like she kind of knew something was off. And just by the way that I see people reacting to Kairi on social media, and she put a thumbs up on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah.
Like she's good. At least that's what she said. She's fine. But how do you think they handled WWE's medical staff handled the situation? And your thoughts about Charlotte, doing about it as she went about it?
Yeah, I think. Look, I think sometimes it might be easier for people watching on TV to realize because with like spots like the spear, maybe they just think it's mistimed, or they might think whatever. But I think it was very clear that there was something up with Kairi. Obviously, the other problem is that she doesn't speak that great English, so maybe they were having trouble communicating. I know there was a point towards the end of the match where Asuka was audibly speaking to her in Japanese, so I think that was the point where they kind of established that she had a concussion or there was something wrong, and it was towards the end of the match. But to me, it was clear there was something up quite early on. They should have taken her out of the match. They should have just left her and just worked it out with the three of them, because
That was basically a rematch. What it was, that was a rematch from last year.
Because some of the bumps that she took after having a concussion, that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
I think that was real bad. And I really hope that Charlotte was not aware that she had a concussion, because after the spear, to slap her in the face like that, I thought was really disrespectful. I know it's part of the show and they're supposed to hate each other, but like, there was no need for it. She got a concussion. Like, I don't know. I just thought that she shouldn't have been taking bumps after a certain point. I'm not really sure what point
she suffered a concussion.
Yeah, so it's difficult to say, but it was clear for a while, long enough that she took
to notice.
Yeah,
right.
Well, no, it's like Becky, like you said, pretty sure Becky noticed.
Yeah, Becky was checking on it throughout. Like anybody could saw that. Like Becky was like, there was a couple points when they was on the outside when she like Becky knew, and I'm assuming she knew, and she was like telling Kyrie, look, like hit me, and you could hear her say like hit me, like take me down to the ground and just stay on top of me, and like that's what she did. Kyrie swung at me, and then just started like her punches was like real, what I'm saying, like soft, but obviously,
because and she's so sharp normally, isn't she? She's so crisp, Kyrie, with everything. Yes, it's a shame because I think that match could have been a real good one. I thought there was a bit of a clusterfuck in terms of like there was what could have been some decent spots, but they were kind of.
You feel like it kind of went down because Kyrie, like that thing kind of happened with Kyrie kind of early, man.
Yeah,
and I feel like
that
kind of threw the whole match off.
Yeah, it ended up being a bit like a scattergun approach, like just bits of everything, and it was like they couldn't quite decide what they wanted to do, and like I liked the end with the rope pulling the lad down. That was clever, but it feels a bit like they kind of came up with the end and then tried to fit in, because I didn't really like the whole tying Becky down and stuff. I thought that was a bit dumb. It was all right. It wasn't, insultingly bad, that like the tying her up and stuff, but I wasn't a massive fan of it. I thought it was okay. Like I thought it was average, but I feel like without Kyrie having a concussion, it could have been very, very good. Charlotte needs to have a little quiet word. Yeah, just a little quiet word with herself to sort of show.
No, seriously though, I agree, because I mean, like, it's impossible. I was just going to bring this up, like, right after you finish your point. Like, I mean, it's kind of impossible to like know if Charlotte knew. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, even if she could easily come out and say she didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she probably did know or didn't know, and we won't ever honestly know the truth of what it is. But like, I feel like as a performer, you should kind of like know, because I mean, because didn't it seem like Becky Lynch knew?
Yeah.
It seemed like she knew,
and Oscar. I don't know what Oscar was saying in Japanese, but she was clearly audibly. She was concerned. She was trying to speak to her about something, and I'm assuming she wasn't saying what move should we do next. She was talking to her like a conversation. It wasn't like spot calling. So like she was trying to get information from her.
And I'm pretty sure you saw how Kyrie was kind of moving, like after, like she was like real, like wobbly, like
sluggish,
wasn't really
wobbly.
Because I'm like I said, I'm saying I know people who've been concussed before, and they tell me like that feeling is like everything is like kind of like you're there, but you're not there mentally, like checked out, and like everything is kind of like a daze. And then I heard that the bright lights make it so much worse, like that just hits the way harder when the lights are on. So man, like. I feel like WWE, they probably should have had like some medical man, like somebody.
Yeah, did the doctor even come out?
Dude. Nah, man, they didn't come and get Kyrie at all, dude. Like
it's bullshit, though, isn't it? When you think of all the times they've had doctors come down for like little cuts and stupid stuff,
and then like we don't even, because she went like, what was that match? That match went 20-something minutes, right? I would say that thing happened probably about
7 minutes in.
7 minutes of the match, 8 minutes of the match.
That's so dangerous, man.
And she kept going, but it's also that thing with wrestlers, as we all know, like when they get hurt, they don't stop. But like I feel like it's something serious concussion, especially with the stuff that has happened with people who had concussions in the past in wrestling. I feel like it should have been some with a medical should
Someone
have been
should have
like,
stepped in.
I'm about to take you to the back and you out this match. Oscar, Becky and Charlotte, y'all figure that shit out. Y'all was the main event of TLC 2018. I'm pretty sure y'all can figure out something again.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that was rough, man. I'm hoping Kyrie good, and concussion serious. Like we saw Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss was gone for a minute, man. Like she like just came back into the fold. She was gone for a minute. So
concussions
let
are
me ask you
bad
this.
shit, man.
So let me ask you this. So with Kyrie being, I'm assuming she's gonna be out for a minute because I'm pretty sure after this they're gonna be like, nah, we're not taking no chances.
Yeah.
What in the hell does that leave them as a team going forward with the Rumble 6 weeks away, Women's World Rumble, and them as tag team champions?
So I suppose they've got two choices. They either find her a partner, or three choices. They find her a partner. They have Oscar defend it on her own and make her a complete badass, or they strip her of the titles.
Yeah, man.
And that's what you've got to do. I'd be leaning on the side of just have Oscar tear through some people, not like Charlotte and Becky, but like some other women, and just portray her as this crazy badass.
Well, so for your idea of her defending the titles solo, would you have an issue with Sasha and Bailey taking the titles off in a handicap match?
No, you could do that, can you? Because they're like top people. You could have, I don't know, like her say, "I'll take you both on my own," and then have her put on like a valiant sort of defense against the two of them before Charlotte and Bailey is just too much, and then take it out that way. But yeah, there's plenty of ways to do it. Hopefully Kyrie's back sooner rather than later. Obviously, it's a taped Raw now, isn't it, for the 23rd? And
yeah, we got the live show today, and then they go right after that. Oh man, I'm hoping that crowd is oof. I'm hoping that crowd is ready, boy. Yeah, 65
where is it?
hours. Seth Rollins' hometown,
Illinois,
Iowa.
Yeah, I thought I was close then.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, okay.
So what would you think overall grade scale out of 10? TLC, what you think?
I'd give it a 7. I thought it was
I
pretty
was
good.
gonna say 7.5. 7.5. So sad. Oh, you go ahead.
I was just going to say I really, really enjoyed the Bray stuff because it's just the story and stuff like that. I also really enjoyed the tag team ladder match, but the Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black shit was
match of the night. So let me ask you this. So just to jump away from WWE real quick, AEW announced their Revolution pay-per-view for February 29th, leap year, sir. So what do you think about AEW going right back to Chicago again for these shows? Because I mean they did All Out. They did the 2 shows in Illinois last month, or early this month, I guess, or last month, whatever one it was. And now they're going right back to Chicago for Revolution, and there would not be a StarCast, not this one. So, which is sad.
I think it's intelligent for them to go back to StarCast.
In Chicago.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting tired now. I think it's clever to go back to Chicago. That's their kind of hometown. If you get me, I don't think there's anything wrong with them going to towns which are wrestling heavy, which are going to be hot crowds. Because the one thing that NXT and AEW more so do very well is they've got really boisterous crowds, and it makes such a difference to these TV matches. Particularly, it makes them feel special. It makes you feel engaged because the crowd who are there engaged. Like the TLC crowd last night was really frustrating because there was some awesome stuff and they just didn't really get into it, and it takes you out of the match. And I felt like, particularly in the tag match, it's like the first match of the night or first match on the main card, and the crowd's not into it. And it's like, if you can't get into a ladder match with the Revival and the New Day, and it's the first match of the card. It's like, what are you doing there? Why are you watching wrestling? Because you clearly don't want to go there and get into it, because it frustrates me. Crowds make a big difference, and AEW going to Chicago, there ain't nothing wrong with it.
So let me ask you this side, just we have to wrap things up, right? Let me ask you this. I want everybody who listens to the ACEcast, I want you to tweet Side, and I want Side to make his way out to Las Vegas for Double or Nothing in May. Double or Nothing weekend, we got to get Side from Carter to the big Vegas. Tell him to bring the kids. Give him the Vegas experience.
my 13th wedding anniversary in May.
Oh, for real? Congratulations, man. That's crazy. Oh, would that be a nice vacation, huh?
Yeah,
Las Vegas?
sure. Yeah, I'll take the kids to Vegas. Sure, it'll be fine. With no one, just like home alone. I'll just leave them at home, and I'll come.
Leave them at the hotel, man.
They'll be fine. They can just watch, like, get room service and watch pay-per-view and films and stuff.
Why you go out to go see Double or Nothing?
Yeah, go see Double or Nothing. Go see the casinos. Be awesome.
So speaking of Double or Nothing, Side, do you think it would be something great for John Moxley to beat Chris Jericho at Double or Nothing and bring that full circle? Like, he debuted there early this year, and he stays in Nevada too. So you think it would be cool for him to beat Jericho?
I think that would be the correct decision. I think that's the right way to go.
There it is. So one more thing, Side, one more big question for you. The best WWE debut of this decade before we go.
Flipping heck.
I gotta say AJ Styles at the Rumble.
AJ Styles makes me, every time I watch it, it gives me a shiver down my spine. Every time, mate. I'll go back and watch it now and again. What I like to do is, if you can watch like the WWE version, but if you go on YouTube, there's loads of people who posted their, like, where they were filming it, and you see it come up on the screen. It says, "I am phenomenal," and the crowd just goes fucking ballistic. I love it.
That was the perfect place from the debut too, Florida.
Yeah, perfect, beautiful. And so that it's not a debut, but the Hardy Boys coming back at WrestleMania was special, like a re-debut.
So
I can't think of any of those.
The Hardys was a real good one. So real quick, Side, I know you're tired, brother, but just since we ain't gonna be back until Royal Rumble, which is January 26th, and we're gonna cover Takeover Royal Rumble. So let me ask you this real quick. Impact Wrestling, Hard to Kill pay-per-view on January 12th. Sir, do you think we will get the first Impact World Champion, Women's World Champion, Tessa Blanchard versus Sami Callihan on January 12th at Impact's Hard to Kill pay-per-view? Do you think the Impact's pull the trigger?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And then she'll take it to AEW and put it in the bin. No, I'm just kidding. But I do think she'll win.
There it is, man. There it is.
Right, and tell the people where they can find you on the Twitter.
They can find me at AD Thompson. You catch my work at Post Wrestling, man. Drop some hot interviews, I would say so, over the past couple of days. YouTube channel, Andrew Thompson Interviews. They did some solid numbers, man, and I'm very proud of what that channel has done so far. Very, very happy, very pleased. And it got more interviews to come. And I also got some interviews with some basketball players coming soon. So I think people are really gonna like those, and just trying to expand, man, and get into different stuff, because you never know what life will take you, so you might as well take on different avenues.
Indeed, mate. That's why I do the same when I do the podcast. I do podcasts and all sorts of stuff.
Mr. UFC star interviewer.
Yeah, that's it, man. I got a couple of UFC stars, a Bellator, footballers. It's all film stars. You've got to just see where the world takes you. And I have a lot of fun doing it, talking to people like yourself, and just having a good laugh and having some good conversations. Guys, go on.
I was about to ask you. So we're gonna be back for the Rumble, and then do you want to do a review of Takeover Portland, like just a sole review of that?
Yeah, I would like to, if that's cool with you.
And then we'll be back, I'm assuming, for Elimination Chamber in March, And then
Oh,
I
shizzle.
think this would be the perfect time that Cy and Andrew go live for WrestleMania, sir. I
Yeah,
think this
I'll
should
do that.
happen for
I'll
WrestleMania.
have to stay up late,
Oh yeah, I know that's hella late for you.
but it's alright. It's
I
fun.
think that would be the perfect place for us to do like a live thing. Oh wait, not even necessarily got to be live, but like a right after the show thing, like
Yeah,
fresh
yeah.
sports type thing. Yeah.
Well, with this software which we using, I can go live with it anyway on YouTube, so it's easy
Yeah.
to do, bro.
We probably you
I
know
gotta do.
that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking about starting doing some watch-alongs as well with the wrestling. Because I'm having trouble sleeping anyway. I may as well watch the wrestling and do some videos and stuff. So
Are you gonna watch Raw live tonight, or you gonna head to bed?
no, I gotta go to bed now. It's my son's birthday tomorrow. So
Oh man, happy birthday to the little man, brother.
he ain't
Happy
little.
birthday to the
He's
little man.
15 and 6 foot.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
it's a
Imagine
big
how
boy
I
right
feel.
there.
He's a big boy. Right,
Oh,
guys.
Sad. Hold on, wait. We tripping, man. We tripping. Hold on, wait. Real quick. We tripping, Sad. Hold on. We got NXT UK Takeover Blackpool, man, on January 12th, brother.
Yeah, that's right. I love some NXT UK. That'd be
We got
cool.
NXT UK Takeover Blackpool on
Oh,
January
we
12th. Just
got
real quick,
loads
cause
of
that,
shows.
yeah, Sad, man. So, hold on, wait. So wait,
Okay,
we might.
we'll go live after that.
Now, for real, we might as well, because I mean, or we could wait till the next day and do an Impact and NXT UK review.
Yeah,
Just get them in.
I'm happy to do that too. If you want
Yeah,
to, if you want to go on the Sunday, go for like a 4:30, 3:30, 4 o'clock, like Eastern time start. We can go live on the Sunday night and cover NXT UK and cover Impact.
Impact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
so that's cool. That's cool with me, man. So for just real quick, uh NXT UK takeover, Blackpool 2. I know we got Walter defending the UK title against Joe Coffey.
Yeah, that's not good.
And you
Bloody
don't think
Joe
that's gonna be
Coffey.
good?
No, I'm
You don't
not a
like Joe
massive
Coffey?
Joe Coffey guy, but I'm sure it'll be good. I'm convinced it'll be good, but it's not. Wouldn't have been my choice, let's say. But Joe will surprise me, I'm sure.
And then after that, we also got a four-way ladder match for the NXT UK titles. We got Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang versus Alexander Wolf and Fabian Eichner and or Marcel Bartel versus my guys, one of the
Gonna be
best tag
awesome.
teams in the world. People who are severely underrated, Grizzly Young Vets, Zach Gibson and James Drake versus size guys, the Welshmen,
South
Carter,
Wales
Carter's own
subculture.
Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. That ladder match is going to bang.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Fair play is going to be unbelievable.
And we also got Kaylee Ray defending the NXT UK Women's title against one Toni Storm. And Piper Nevin, prayers up to her. She's battling Bell's palsy. I said
Yeah, man.
Bell's palsy. Christ.
I hope she's
Bell's
okay.
palsy. Yeah, man, I hope she's good. I think that match gonna be a good one. And
Yeah,
I don't know if these matches are official yet, but I think it says Tyler Bay versus Jordan Devlin. That is going to slap. I am ready for that.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
My things. And it says Trent Seven versus Eddie Dennis. I don't know if those are official, but those are listed. So yeah, I think those matches are gonna be real good. And I think they should kick off the show with the ladder match.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, I'm really happy to see Trent Seven get a singles match. I think he's dreadfully underused on pay-per-views. It's almost like if Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate don't need a partner, he doesn't really get anything. And I think he's really talented and charismatic. So I'm very happy for him to see that he's got a singles match, hopefully.
Yeah, folks. So there it is. Me and Sai will be back to Jesus, man. So I'm trying to figure out. So do you want? So yeah. So do you just want to group in Wrestle Kingdom with the Impact and NXT UK stuff?
When's Wrestle Kingdom? What date?
January 4th and 5th, and NXT UK is the next week.
I don't mind. I could do one. We could do one for Wrestle Kingdom and then one for the other two, or if you want to do like
doesn't Wrestle Kingdom start around your time, like good time for you?
Yeah, I think it does. I'd have to double check, but I think it's like a relatively decent time. Like it's not like 4 o'clock in the morning type thing. I think it's like
for me, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, well, just welcome to my world. Yeah.
So yeah, man. So yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming, folks. So
yeah,
we'll figure all that stuff out. But yeah, man, there's a lot of good wrestling coming up.
Oh yeah. So guys,
man.
this show, which you've just finished listening to, is show number 2 in the 10 days of ACEcast, where I'm releasing a new show every day. We have shows on everything: wrestling, football, serial killers, conspiracy theories, films, TV, whatever it may be. I'm dropping a new show every week, every day up to Christmas Day. It's going to be awesome as shit. So subscribe to youtube.com/AcePodcastNation. Subscribe, click the bell, and get notified every time we upload. If you'd rather audio versions, it's at all the usual podcasting apps. Please follow at ACEcast_Nation on Twitter or Facebook.com/ACEcastNation. Give Andrew a follow, and please check out his YouTube channel because his interviews are really, really good. And he's a super talented guy. And I am, to say that I'm chuffed to do a regular podcast with my man Andrew would be an understatement. I really enjoy him.
Man.
We have a wild, great time, and that's why they're so long, because we just talk and we have a good time. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And the last show we did record numbers on the audio downloads. So
really,
yeah, man, I'm pretty sure that that people like to hear us shoot the shit.
Hey man, we do good, brother. We do good work. So
gonna change the world.
So either way, we're gonna see y'all in 2 weeks, regardless of what it is, whether it's at the Wrestle Kingdom or whether it's at the Impact and Takeover Blackpool too. So either way, y'all getting 2 hours.
Oh yeah, going live in 2020, baby. See you guys later. Andrew, thank you for joining me, my friend.
No problem, brother.